I'm so confused. You know, I actually I hope there is not a delay on YouTube though. I hope there is not a delay on YouTube though. Oh my god. Well, it not doesn't matter. Hi guys. Hi. Uh, yeah. Stream. Yeah. Hmm. I think it should start on YouTube too. Maybe. Live. Yes, it started. Oh my god, so good. Hi, Sanya. Hi. I was scared it will not start. You know, I was like, will not start. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. But it started. It's actually the first time I'm you know I'm yeah what do I do here? See, okay. How are you, Sanya? How are you? I hope you can hear me though. Hope everything is fine. I don't know if everything is fine actually. It's such a long time. Yeah? No? There is sound? Oh wait, I'm done. Is it? Hi? No? Yes! Hi! 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 I'm doing good. I just got this cute color today, so yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm very happy actually. I'm gonna watch party today. Um, I'm gonna watch party today. You know, we're gonna watch party. Stream A. We're gonna watch some of these OP players all around the world playing for Masters. So yeah, I also changed my hair color too. So I'm actually very happy with it. So wait, this is a what is this? Quick. Tell me nobody. Okay, nobody's. The stream didn't start it. It should start. Okay, create box. You look beautiful. Oh, you're just so kind. You're just so kind. Yeah. Bro, this is not. I wanted to start with like the stream in the same time, but I was like, you know, I'm just gonna wait, you know, for it, you know, for people to actually, you know, come, you know. But yeah, been it's been some time, you know. I am happy that you're okay. Hi. Hi. Oh, new nails, guys. You didn't see my nails? New nails on the hood. Boom, 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 boom. It's always nice when I have new nails. I had them like last week, I think. Yeah, I did them last week. Hi. Okay. Item. Miser rocket. Yeah, I made them last week. So yeah. Still waiting for the stream. Uh, I'm not sure why it's not starting, but hi, hi. Oh, thank you so much for the sword. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, for some reason it's not starting yet. Maybe there is a delay or something. I'm not sure to be honest. Yeah, we're gonna wait, I guess, for this. Let me see if the other one started, the B stream. We're gonna watch A stream though. Please let me know if, you know. Okay, it started now, I think. Yeah. Okay. No? Maybe? Wait, this is the. No, it did not. This is the B. The A stream didn't start it yet. I was like, what? Hi, welcome. Okay, we're gonna watch a stream because I want to see the EU teams, right? Playing. So that's why I'm waiting for a stream to start. No, no starting. Hmm. I'm not sure what's happening. Why a stream did not start? But today I missed the um. Yeah, interesting. Let me see. It's not yet. For some reason. Okay, we're gonna still wait. Hi. Hi guys. Mm. Also, I changed a little bit my not my setup, however, my camera, so now you can see my PC as well. A little bit there. Just a little bit, you know. What happened with stream A? I'm not sure. Razvane, era vreme odată. I don't know why it's not starting. Like, no, it's not. Hello, hi, 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 hi. Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. I'm not sure what's up. By the way, look at my nails. Very pretty nails, I guess. Let me put my phone on silent, I guess. No, thank you for subbing to my YouTube. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am not on like the YouTube thing because I'm trying to refresh the page to see when the actual stream is gonna go live. It's very funny. Hi, James, welcome. I'm not sure what's up, actually. Okay. Maybe I assume there are some things or whatever, right? And we are waiting for it to be resolved in this case. But I'm not sure. Because this stream is not working for sure. For sure. Ah, I didn't spoke in English for such a long time. Well, I actually spoke. I work at an English company, so who am I lying to? Who am I lying to? I love this hair color. It's actually really nice. And my hair is because it's kind of long, but I think that 1 year ago it was this small. Like imagine next year it's gonna be this. Oh yes, I'm not gonna cut my hair for sure. I'm not gonna cut my hair. Whew. I'm so excited. Not cutting my hair. If stream A would start as well, it would be very good. I almost finished my coffee, so I'm like, okay. I wanted to drink my coffee while I see the beautiful casters talking and the host. However, this thing will not happen. It's funny. It's funny, funny, funny. But yeah, I'm excited. Hi, how are you? Well, it's kind of big to say welcome back. I just came to show you how I dyed my hair. No, I'm joking. I came to see Kings playing today, right? Um, so yeah. But thank you so much. It's so nice seeing you on my stream. You know, it's so nice coming back after so many days. And you know, you guys still calling and say hi and stuff. It's really heartwarming, I guess. I'm trying to figure out why this stream is now working-ish. I don't understand what's happening with stream A because I put stream A because I want to watch stream A. I want to watch Kings. I want to watch the other teams that are playing here. So I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe I'm on a thing. Oh no, but thing, I guess, maybe. I don't know. We hopefully are not. Let me check here. Okay, we should not be. I don't understand what happened with streaming. Choker, bonjour, comment ça va? Bonjour, bonjour. I don't want it to not be a ginger, so that's why I came back ginger. Last time when you saw me, guys, I was nice ginger. Today I'm nice ginger. Every day I'm nice ginger. I'm just waiting for this to start, please. Thank you very much. It doesn't for some reason. How are you, Choker? Look at these new nails. And these are longer. I evolved. I haven't streamed in weeks. I know. But the thing is that, how to say, working and streaming and going out, it's not working for me, right? So instead of streaming from 7 p.m., right, I go for like a walk. I usually go 10 kilometers walking, right, with my dog, with my brother, you know. For example, yesterday I went to a restaurant with my cousins, right? So I choose to do sociable things instead of like, you know, staying and playing COD Mobile or something. I don't know. I just kind of got bored of the game, so that's why I'm kind of disappointed. Yeah, new nails. But I don't know. You know, I don't want to promise anything. You know, I don't want to because there's I can't keep myself. You know, like I said that I'm gonna stream for 1 month, whatever, but I can't because like it's such a beautiful weather outside. Like right now, it's so sunny and beautiful, and I wish I would be outside. You know, like watching or like walking because it's so pretty. You know, so yeah, it's just like yeah, you know. They should have fixed it already. Why are they not fixed it? I don't understand. I don't know what's happening, to be honest. I don't know. But how have you been? Am I dumb? Is it stream A going live? It's impossible. No, it's not live. Um, I don't know. We're gonna wait a little bit. Yeah, new nails, new hair. Not new me though. Actually, you know, I feel so good these days. You know, oh, I went to the movies Sunday. I went to Godzilla X King Kong. Ooh. Hi Mahmoud, how are you? It was actually quite nice, to be honest. I went with my brother, so it was nice. No, it was a nice day. What do you mean you don't know? Isn't it spring? Yeah, it is, but I guess it's like that, you know. It's that time when it's not too hot to be outside, you know. So yeah, I think I spoke so many things from the spring thing that I already forgot what I was saying. Why is this not starting? What fluffing schnitzels? Am I dumb or something? Okay, yeah, I think they're fixing it. That is thank you for follow. I started doing Kala things like the sport things. Kala kinesis, no, that's something else. But you know, sport. Because it's too hot already to go with a bike, like so hot. Like so hot. Thank God I didn't wait it. However, I finished my stuff very early. If I only knew that it's gonna take so much, I would have gone to Lidl and come back. I want some Lidl. Lidl is very nice actually, to be honest. Are we going live? Hi, mate. What's up? Hello, hello. I'm trying to figure out what's happening here. Okay, that stream is also. But how have you been, guys? By the way, if you didn't see my socks, I wanted to say my ducks. Go on my Discord server or on my Instagram. They are ducky ducks. Hello. Hello, hello. My ducky ducks. You should definitely watch my ducks. Ducks. It's so hard to say ducks. 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 Also, guys, do you have any... Bro, why am I speaking so fast? Said it was hot. How many degrees? Towards 28. Hi, Zoom. Towards 28 today. Actually, not. Today we're around 20. Today was a pleasant day. Yesterday went towards 28. Yesterday went towards 28. And it was like 6 p.m. and it was like 26 degrees. Like 28 outside, right? But there were like 26 degrees. It was so hot. And it was like 7 p.m. So it starts to be hot. No, God. Pretty good. I don't like it though. That's the thing. Because I already, like yesterday, for example, I was wearing a shirt, a long shirt, a skirt, right? And I was already like sweating so much, and it's annoying, you know, because you feel that it's hot outside. And I just don't like it, you know, I just. Think they have some technical issues because neither stream B is not on. But yeah, so today and tomorrow I'm yours, guys. Here. For code. Okay. Look at Fire. You guys see him on below the YouTube chat. That's one of my favorites. 60 is the perfect time. No, 20. Between 18 to 22. That's the perfect, you know, because it's not very hot, it's sunny, you know, and you still feel the warmth, you know, like I love to, you know, in the morning, just like to feel the sun on my face. It's just like so nice. But then around like 10, 11 starts to be very hot, you know, so it's like, you know, at 28 degrees, 28. But between 18 to 22, Hi, Vlad is love. What's up? Ooh, I, I don't know, guys. I'm the type of person that can, I just like, I cannot face hot weather. You know, like, obviously here we have temperatures that go out up to 45, 46 in the summer, right? But I can't, like, when you are cold, you get like 5 pairs of socks. You know, you get 5 pairs of socks, 3 of like leggings, whatever. You get some pants, get like 7 hoodies on you. You're alright, right? But when it's hot, bro, when it's hot, and you're like in a t-shirt and some like shorts, what can you get off? Okay, you get off your t-shirt and you're in a bustier or whatever, sport bra, but it's still hot. They cannot get down my skin. That's my dilemma. That's something that's like, ugh, you know. Guys, just bear with me. I don't talk like, I feel like, you know, I feel like I don't have the place where to like be like this besides streaming. So when I come here, I need to be like, you are 7 sweaters when it's cold. No, obviously not. Like for example, like if there are minus 30 degrees, minus 35, minus 40, boom, I can't swim. Talk for yourself. I can't swim. Talk for yourself. No, no, no. I'm just saying in general, that I don't like hot weather because you can like get off your skin. But when it's cold, you can just like get stuff on you. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't get that cold here. It's like, I think -7 is max where I live. If you go to like the mountains, it's minus like 20 or something, but that's all. What can swim? I can't swim because I was scared that I'm gonna die. So I never learned how to swim. Ironic because you learn how to swim in order to not die, but I was like, I don't want to go in like deep water and die while trying to learn how to swim to not die. Boom. You weren't expecting this, huh? My logic. My logic. If it's too hard, just remember. Thank you. I'm gonna do a Hannibal thing. Oh, oh, Ed Gein, my bad. Well, Hannibal did that too in the series if you watched it, but watch it. But Ed Gein, he's a real person actually. I am confused because we are waiting for 22 minutes already and the stream is not starting. Like, guys, should I call Brazil? Hi, Phobos, what's up? Yes, yes, indeed. Mate, how are you? How are you? Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit not annoying but tiring because I woke up at 6:30 in the morning. Yes, yes. This, I think there's an issue with Stream A because Stream A didn't start it at all, right? However, Stream B is in like starting soon. So I'm not sure what happened because as I'm not part of the staff and stuff, right? I'm like officially like having like I'm an English streamer, right? Official for them from them, right? But I don't have the information, so like what happened or but this is gonna be a little bit tiring because it's already almost like it's 7:40 for me. And I around 10 I'm like so tired because guess what? I go to sleep at 10 because I wake up at 6:30. Well, 6:40 something like that every day. So, yeah. It's so nice when I wake up so early and then I work from 10 for example. I have like half an hour of staying in bed, scrolling through like stuff, and then I get up, I feed my dogs, feed my chickens, right? Um go do the morning stuff, come back, watch YouTube or like do other stuff, and it's actually nice. Yes, yes, that's true. The salty water. Yes, I want to go in a salt. I love salty water. The thermal, well, or seawater. It's so good. You can die, but I'm just like I'm like ooh, 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 you know. That sounds good. Yes. Hi. Yes, I will learn though, probably when I'm gonna be in Germany, hopefully. But yeah, hi, 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 hi. Ooh, 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 ooh. Boop, boop. Oops. Thank God nobody's on YouTube channel. But yeah, it's really nice. Mm. The thing is, might sound very weird. However, I feel so relieved that I don't need to stream. You know, because I took it like, oh, you need to stream, you need to do this, and it became very repetitive, and I actually got like very stressed about it because I was like, God, I wake up at 7. I work from 10 to 7. I need to deal with idiot people because trust me, they are idiots. Customer service is like a hell simulator. I'm telling you guys. And then, do your makeup, eat, don't eat, you know, um, and then pack, stream. And then, I would not do this. Like, I would not have joy in Code Mobile anymore. So then I would be like, bro, but when it's time for me, like when I have the time to watch a movie or a series, and then sleep. So I was like, I tried a couple of times. It wasn't something that I wanted, so I feel very relieved. It's alright if you can swim, because you can fly. Indeed. Yeah, I think my trauma, I said trauma, comes because when I was like 5, I went to this like pool, you know. Hi. Oh, thanks so much for the sword. And it was like not like sweet water. Sweet water, how you call it? Fresh water. It was like a salty one. So I remember it was with my uncle, whatever, my cousins. So I slipped in the pool and I fell in the water on the down, and it was like I was like 6 or 7. And I was like short. Now the water around it would be here, right, for me right now. But when I was small, it was bigger than me. So I fell in that water, and my nose and my mouth was full of like those water, and that bad feeling when you are in the water and you're doing that. And I think that that was the thing that triggered me to be scared of like going into like big water, because I felt that I hated like when I had like water in my nose. It's like so bad, right? So I think everything started from then. So that's why I'm kind of scared. And then I never wanted really to learn how to swim, because I knew that I need to go in deep water, and I was scared I'm gonna, well, not really drown, but scared that feeling of like having water in the nose is just like, ugh, because it's really bad. At that point you can drown. Depends, instead of having that. I Yeah. Shut up. I was indeed. Oh, look what I got, guys. You know that you have Kinder Joy. I got this. Finally, the stream started working for me. Yeah. Hi, Helio. And look at this. This is Hermione. It's from Kinder Joy, guys. I bought like 3 because I like it. And this is, I think, Draco Malfoy. But I have this thing. You can watch on YouTube if you want to. Oh, I'm doing good. I'm sorry. I just like switched because I'm keep refreshing the thing here on this stream, to see if anything happens, but it's not. If you want, you can go back to YouTube, and I'm gonna check it on YouTube as well. How do you call those? Pop things. What do you mean? It's not expensive. Like the egg. Like I paid for 3 eggs around like €3. It's figurine. I don't know. Păpușă, habar n-am. I don't know. I'm sorry if I didn't read your didn't read your messages. I'm trying to see if the stream is starting or not. It's the fact. Yeah, I can't. Like I can't. That reminds me. Tell me. I can't. Like I would go out with like my cousins and stuff, and we would be kids, right? And they would like throw each other in the deep water, and I was like, bro, no, I don't want to die. And they're like, you need to learn how to swim. I'm like, bro, I don't want to die. And he's like, bro, you gotta swim to not die. What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, sure. If you say so, I believe you. Hi, what rocks? Welcome, welcome. It's funny, bro. It's been 30 minutes. I already drink my coffee. By the way, guys, did you watch Parasite? If not, tonight this is what you're doing. But Roxanne, thank you for the follow. and send the snap. Oh wait, I didn't put the filter on. That was a weird sound I did there. Not weirder than when I was calling my my phone. Oh, by the way, guys, update. I dropped my phone the first time in 5 years. Here, it's, I think you cannot see it. I hit it there and there. The first time in 5 years. Me who hasn't watched a movie in 4 days. Will I get pregnant on my phone if I watch that? I'm concerned. No, you will not. Guys. So, did you watch? I love a couple of franchises. I love Harry Potter, right? I love Jurassic Park World, and I love really a lot Godzilla. So don't fear anything. I can't. I'm scared, to be honest. So hi. So basically, I went with my brother to watch King Kong and Godzilla. That was actually a very nice movie. It was 3D. Pew pew pew. Thank you for the space, Fio. Thank you. And my brother said that I look like that small gorilla that was helping King Kong because he was short and he was ginger like me. I was like, okay, maybe I can see, like a little bit there, And I was annoying too, He's like, yeah, that's you. To be honest, that's actually you. You're a little schnitzel. You guys remember my ex boyfriend Marius? He loved Marvel. That's why I hate Marvel. Well, I don't hate it, but I don't watch it either. Boom boom boom. I think I watched the last like not. I think the last Marvel movie was like Spider-Man, the one with Zendaya. I was watching the movie. Whom? My ex boyfriend Marius. Kings versus Galores. Hi Blends, ¿cómo estás? Pero ¿dónde está el directo for stream A? My Spanish on point. For yes, that one. I think that one with Zendaya. Blends, gracias por el blushing. I don't know, bro. To be honest, I had lots of reasons to be mad at him back then. I still would be. I should be. Well, the hell, XX. Yes! Finally! Schnitzalonis! Damn! Took a million 77 years. Jesus Christ, with all due respect, guys. Oh, schnitzalonis! Hi, finally the stream started. Finally, stream A started. There's like a 30 minutes delay. How are you, Zao? So hopefully will not have. Is it better now? Or is it still too high? Oh. Okay. Let me know if it's now. Is it better? By the way, guys, I want you to meet someone special. Okay, someone that was beside me for the past 4 years now. Well, obviously, I need to thank you for that specific thing, right? Have me streaming, was there for me every single time, right? I needed help, right? Was there to actually, support me, help me, guys. So I really need to introduce you. My baby! It's so cute! It's the first time you guys see it, so you weren't expecting that. No? Bro, guys, laugh a little bit. I don't do something, I don't feel weird. My PC, duh. Hello. Okay, guys, bring back please the other sounds. Hello. By the way, if you feel more comfortable on YouTube, you can go over YouTube because I'm live there as well. And if you feel that Trovo is failing you as they failed me, you can just head over YouTube. Hi Krisha, welcome. Because now I'm just gonna focus on that the bumbo. My nails, guys, pretty nails. Right, I swear, I already need to go to the bathroom. And the video started. 36 minutes deep in, a video started. Why? Nah. If it feels better, you know, if it's a quality better, you can just go there, you know. I want to know in how much time we'll start because I need to go to a bedroom. Yes, this is blue. These are some flowers, and this is milky white. Guys, bring back the sounds from last time. I love it.
Men lie, women lie, but money don't. She a bad with a lady mind. That's a honeycomb. You got my bell when I got your bell. Don't wear, that's a funny phone. Came a long way from my one trainers, no clothes and a runny nose. Cause I've been it, seen it, feel it, believe it. See my Andrex pump up for a feel it, see nothing, ain't see no dreaming. Show only team that I'm teaming, music therapy need it, I'm feeling, I hear it, I feel it, I write it, reveal it. Start don't stop till it's mission completed. Chart don't drop till the feel it deleting. See the voice of me, so I don't watch face, no way I just do myself. On my feet all day, this is see that pay, I'm a boss, I'll tell me go. Well, you know about nights in the rain, no pain, no gain, gotta start that high, that shelf. I came in the game, no name, no bust down, change, just me in the world. Yeah, self-made, so I don't watch face, I just do myself, yeah. All day to see that pay, I'll tell me go, yeah. Nights in the rain, no pain, no gain, start high, that show, yeah. I came in the game, no bust down, change, just me in the world. I'm a real champion G, I'm in the Champions League. Man, what you say when you're talking to me? I'm a boss on the rap, pull up in the Jeep. 4x4, interior clean. Pass it to me, let me score for the team. 3-0 hat trick, living the dream, you see. I ain't a regular teen. Pop champagne, celebrate with the G's. All of the work that we did for the P's. A-star boy, now I need me a BC. My diamonds cold, man, it's 100 degrees. Never giving up, so don't do it, please. I smell the wind and it's strong like a breeze. Everyone raise up your hand to the beat, cause the night we gon' scream for the ease. G's. Cause I've been it, seen it, feel it, believe it. See my Andrex pump up for a feel it. See nothing, ain't see no dreaming. Show only team that I'm teaming. Music therapy need it, I'm feeling, I hear it, I feel it, I write it, reveal it. Start don't stop till it's mission completed. Chart don't drop till the feel it deleting. See the voice of me, so I don't watch face, no way I just do myself. On my feet all day, this is see that pay, I'm a boss, I'll tell me go. Well, you know about nights in the rain, no pain, no gain, gotta start that high, like shelf. I came in the game, no name, no bust down, change, just me in the world. Yeah. Self-made, so I don't watch face, I just do myself, yeah. All day this is see that pay, I'll tell me go, yeah. Nights in the rain, no pain, no gain, start high like show, yeah. I came in the game, no bust down, change, just me in the world, yeah. We are the champions, we are the champions, we are the champions. Yes, we are the champions, we are the champions, we are the champions, we are the champions, we are the champions. We are the champions, we are the champions.
Now, I personally don't understand why we are waiting so much. But, but yeah.
Dímelo claro de una vez que no soy un santo, pero te haré hasta que
Lens,
si quieres me largo.
this is your song.
Si vuelas yo vuelo también sobre el asfalto. Más vale mala que buena en conocer, por eso aquí te guardo.
Oh, I've been talking about it today.
Te busco la noche si no estás pues parto.
I woke up at 6:30. I started working at 8, finished at 5. I dyed my hair today. That's kind of. Yesterday I went to a restaurant, but it was a. Guys. Yesterday my cousin was like, "You would come with us to a restaurant," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So I dressed a little bit fancy, right? If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw my Insta story. I was having a long shirt with a skirt on top. You know, some like cute socks, white socks, some fishnets, corset, you know, nice makeup, hair up, you know, it was very pretty. My cousin is like, 5 minutes before she arrived, she's like, "Do you think that if I go in biker shorts and in a t-shirt will be alright?" And I'm like, what? I thought we were going to a restaurant. I thought we were going to sound like, you know, fancy one. I was like, I'm gonna look nice. And I was overdressed. I was so overdressed. I was overdressed. Like it was me, my cousin, her brother, 2 of our friends that we know, and 4 guys that are friends with my cousin. You know, my man cousin, whatever. And they were like all casual, you know. And I'm like, I was like, you know, we were walking on the street. We went to this burger place. I was like, yeah, you know. It was funny because, you know, I was all like, I was dressed like fancy, you know, and stuff. And, you know, they were like just casual. And they were like, they looked good, obviously, but, you know, it was weird because we would walk and like I would be like in even heels. I had heels, you know, like some sandals that are like Mary Jane's, right? With this heel. So I was like ready to, you know, have like a. She's like 5 minutes before, oh, you know. And she's like, when you had time to like to do your hair, your makeup, and dress? I'm like, I don't know, in 40 minutes. She's like, and I actually had a nice makeup as well, and my hair was nice too. So, yeah. Hi, Ben. Bro, why we are starting 1 hour later almost? Holy schnittalonis, guys. Oh, I have this like, oh wait, let me do it. I have this cream, hand cream. What do you mean? You know, the thing is, I'm not sure how other girls, you know, like, obviously if I do a full face of makeup, you know, maybe could take like 2 hours with makeup and stuff. But look how nice. Smell it, guys. Smell my hand. It smells like unicorns. But I can't like, you know, get ready very fast. Obviously, this is just because in time I actually, you know, just got used to get it fast. Yeah, you know, the thing is, for me, you know, like, me as a girl, I'm a big sucker for guys. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Yo te extraño mucho. For guys who dress casually, like, not casually, but like, kind of casual to classy. Like hips, guys, hips is my ex, obviously. Damn, he has a taste of dressing. Holy stuff. Like he was looking so good. Like he was like taking sometimes longer than me to get ready because he was like always on point with everything, like with the perfect shoes, with the perfect shirt, you know, with the perfect like t-shirt or like pants. It was always like so good, and I love it. Like I love it. I love it. They have a bunch of this account. Oh, I hope I can give you though. Let me see. No, I can't mod because I have too many mods again. Let me give you. I think I can give you some roles, and I'm gonna figure it out after. But yeah, he was, and I'm into guys who actually know how to dress. Even like Noir, he was also as well. You know, but Hypes had like good taste. You know, he has good taste. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, who's this song? But yeah, I do enjoy like guys when I see guys. Bro, volunteer moving so much. I swear to God, I did move like, I don't know. But it doesn't allow me. The thing is that I'm level 3, that's why. Because last time I was level 4, you know, and now I'm level 3. You know, because there's no donations. There's no money coming from you guys to buy trauma, so therefore I'm going down in level, you know. I don't know. So yeah, I am like, it doesn't matter that much, but it feels good, you know, when you go out and you have like, you know, your date dress fancy and stuff, you know. You weren't streaming, yeah, but I feel like I'm more healthier. I feel like I'm more positive. I actually started staying less on YouTube, like yeah, so less on Discord, other social media. I'm actually very good, to be honest. About time, guys. Oh, this is from last time, I think. Champion. Because I hear whole. It took just 48 minutes.
The Snapdragon Pro Series, powered by Samsung Galaxy, is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, Monster Energy, and DHL.
DHL, guys. I work with DHL, actually.
We talked about it for weeks. We watched hours and hours of gameplay, and it all comes down to this weekend. All the hard work in our challenge season culminates in this, the Mobile Masters for Call of Duty Mobile. We're live, or they're live, from São Paulo, Brazil, and the best teams in the world will be competing here over the next couple days. But at the end of it all, only one team will be crowned champion. Who will take home the prize pool and the title of the best in the world? It's time for us to find out. My name is Glitter Explosion, and I'll be your host here today. We're starting things off, and we're joined by Infinity, and this time we've got Lanex for the first time on our broadcast. Lanex, first of all, are you excited to be here with us? Thank you for joining us.
Verdict, please. I want verdict.
Hey, Lauren. Hey, guys. Yes, I'm extremely excited to have this chance, have this spot at the NA booth here with you guys. So it's going to be a fantastic day, a pair of days, to be honest, since we're going to have day 2 tomorrow as well. I'm very excited. I want to see a blast of plays. I want to see the best talents on the world performing.
And Brody, I feel like we've been waiting a long time to get to this point, and it's finally here. It's all on the line after all the hard work we saw our teams putting in.
So how are you feeling? Let me see.
I'm feeling really excited. Obviously, we've had a lot of chats over the course of Season 4, right? We talked a lot about North America, we talked a lot about Europe, and we talked about that kind of in its own capsule, right? But now we get to see them once again face off against some of the best teams around the rest of the world. And we'll see whether some of the storylines from Champs back in December will continue or not.
But
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest thing that we have to be focusing on here. This is that global stage we talked about time and time again during the challenge season. Will it change the way some of our teams are performing here today? Or will some of them really rise to the occasion?
I'm poor.
Now, if you are unable to be here today and you can only join tomorrow, or you want to find out what's going to happen tomorrow because you can't make it then, follow us on social media, okay? You guys should know the drill at this point. We're on X, Instagram, and Facebook, and you can follow along on there for all updates.
I've been there. I've been a caster, host, whatever. I know how hard is it.
Our global champion.
Please, thank God, tell me we will not stay 30 more minutes for
going
introductions.
To be very exciting.
Please,
we have
I'm gonna
massive
eat my
land
iPad.
set up
I don't have
in São
any
Paulo,
more.
Brazil, with all of our teams who had to fly into the country, get prepared to play here today. They've had lots of time to nail down
he looks like that doctor
kind of
from the
iron
Powerpuff
out
Girls.
That we might
Like,
have
I
seen
swear,
in
the doctor.
those challenge season weeks. So let's
Is
talk
he not?
about that, Brody. How much do you think our teams have really done preparation-wise? I did not realize how much time had passed.
Look, I think there's going to be a lot of preparation.
Okay,
I think
thank you.
specifically for
Have
some of the
wonderful
teams from North America and
stream.
Europe as well. And I
Sleep.
know I kind of
See you
naturally
tomorrow,
gravitate
though.
to a lot of these teams, right? But I think specifically when we look towards those teams in particular, they do need to do a lot. We talk a lot about the East versus West storyline. I think that's probably the most talked about thing
What
over
is
the
the
entirety
doctor?
of the course of the North American and Europe Snapdragon Pro Series. Those teams,
Bro,
they
I
need to
swear
do better
he's
than what happened
him.
at Champs.
Bro,
we need to see those guys elevate their game, and they're
this
going to
is
spend a lot of
you.
time working on deepening their map pools, making sure their gameplay is better. We're really excited to see what that looks against some of the better teams, because we've also got teams from Latin America, we've also got teams from APAC here as well. It's going to be a really good time to see how those kind of play styles clash again.
All right, well, we've got the countdown live in Brazil right now. We can see the audience getting ready to officially kick off our Mobile Masters. The lights
Is it the sun?
are
No,
going.
I don't know. I feel like it's
I'm
very hot.
hoping
Thank
that
you.
we're getting some hype from our players as well here, Lane X. This is what everyone has been working towards.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic atmosphere right now in São Paulo at Komplexo Tempo in Brazil, as you said, Lauren. And I'm very excited. I barely slept from yesterday to today to see all these beasts unleashing their best mode here. As we see a fantastic opening ceremony already taking place and
Bro,
happening.
I swear, there's something wrong with the sound. Like, it's so low.
Many folks from many states in Brazil surely gathering here and giving their best hopes and energy for these players and teams.
Obviously, we're getting some shots, some first looks at that trophy in the center of the stage as well. And that's what all of those players want to be hoisting above their heads when it is all said and done here this weekend. Like Lane X mentioned before, we've got 2 days of competition here for our Mobile Masters. So we'll get through 5 matches here today, then we'll go into our semis and our finals tomorrow. More information on that. We'll break it all down for you guys as we get to that point. But you can hear our stage host in Brazil starting to kick off all of that action, getting everybody hyped to dive into our first match. And that will come here in a little bit. Before that, we still have lots of stuff we have to talk about with all of you at home. And if you're just joining us in the stream, while we're waiting for some of the stuff,
about
I'll
you,
ask you throughout the day, throughout the show, but I
Think
want
about
to
other
start
people,
hearing
mate, like
from everybody in
me.
chat who some of your favorites are, whether that is
Kings,
teams
guys.
or
We
players
are
to
rooting
win
for
the
Kings,
entire
okay?
event.
The
We've
only
got
EU
lots of
team that
squads
went
here that we'll be talking
there.
about
The only
over
EU
the
team we
next
were
2 days, and I
expecting
want to know
that
where
they're
chat
gonna go
kind of
there.
stands and who you're supporting heading into
Yes.
the culmination of everything here in Mobile Masters, while that opening ceremony starts to get everybody ready live in Brazil. We'll hang out here and we'll chat all things Call of Duty Mobile and start giving you guys a little bit of a lay of the land as well. So starting off, we have to explain to you what is going on here. This is a little bit of a recap from things that happened leading up to this event.
Will continue as they are your North American champions. As they do it in 7 Search and destroy goes King's way. What a
Hitting that woman just had. Oh, I thought you were calling me woman. I was like, bro.
galleries completamente
I was like, bro, why is he calling me a woman, bro?
tenemos victoria, amigo.
It is a clean sweep in the control for Q9 Club. A clean sweep in their opening best of 5. Little bit of a hype reel there to get everybody prepared and also kind of refresh you on some of those pop-off moments that we got to see in our challenge seasons. Obviously coming in here to Mobile Masters. And for anyone on the English stream who might not be familiar, we've got Lanix here as our resident Brazilian expert, kind of bringing you all that LATAM knowledge for today. What were just quick hits, like highlights maybe from LATAM that our viewers might not know? Which teams came out on top, the performance, things like that?
I know that there was a team.
We know that these two teams that initially were going to have represent
only one day
Brazil here. I'm talking about specifically Galleries.
What do you mean
Amigos.
only one day?
They came from a very tough, I would say, competition on the last season. They have actually had different ways. Galleries, they have been establishing themselves since last year. They dominated the first semester during 2023, being a very, very winner team on the region as a whole. And then they fell a little bit during the second semester. Their gameplay level, I would say, suffered a little bit when it comes to converting maps and games to results.
Don't go,
and
Chopper.
titles.
Take me with
And
you
then
to the
we
shower.
could see Inco
Watch me from the
stepping up,
shower.
and Amigos especially. Amigos, they managed somehow to stabilize their roster in the last months of the last year. So finally, they stepped up and they maintained their position inside of the elite in Brazil and Latin, I would say. So we can expect a lot of confidence by them, of course, playing in their homeland and trying to bring the best to the stage.
And then, of course, Brody, we obviously did weeks and weeks of it, but we covered both NA and EU. So talk to me about a couple of highlights for you from that challenge season.
It's water. Just love water.
There were a lot, Lauren. We'll talk about it in depth here. I mean, like, there were so many moments throughout both of those where we were just like, oh my God, we're going to see some massive upsets. I mean, we go towards Europe, for example, right? And I think it was the very first stream that I got to do as a COD mobile caster was like Kings versus Omniscient, if I remember correctly. On Omniscient, took them all the way to a game 5, something that we didn't expect whatsoever. And that kind of volatility went all the way towards the end of Europe, where Kings Clan, obviously, back towards playoffs, they had to fight from the lower bracket. They ended up losing in the upper bracket final to Exclusive. So having to go through Omniscient in a game 5 once again, having to go all the way to game 7 with Exclusive to get it done. Europe was an absolute thrill, and obviously North America. I think everybody
I've been drinking so many,
North America to be
like
the 3 teams.
soda,
you
so
know,
much
again,
soda.
Rejects,
Like
now
so much,
Seminole,
not so
formerly
much.
Nosty Gaming,
At least once a week, and I think I need to stop.
And
Like I don't want
Mayhem.
to overdrink it.
And that's almost exactly
But
what
I had
we
like
got,
yesterday.
right? Nobody
I had
expected anything different, and we saw really competitive games.
And I would
Rejects,
get like
got a lot better. Team Mayhem, of course,
like
stepped
a
up
cup
themselves
of
as
like,
well,
for
but that's a whole
example,
thing that I guess we're not going to touch on too much.
Pepsi or
There's a
Coke
lot
or,
there, but ultimately it was
you know,
Seminole and Rejects that come out on top.
Fanta.
Yeah, and you
So
guys
I
at
need
home
to
will start to
just
hear kind of
chill it.
more tidbits about those storylines as we start to get into the games, as I'm sure they will weave into the storylines we end up seeing here in Mobile Masters. But now that everyone is here, what are they playing for, right? Let's start talking about some of the important information.
Just very
prize
rare.
pool. We talked about it time and time again during our challenge season, but now it's finally here. First place, taking home $90,000, $200,000 in total on the line here today for Mobile Masters. I mean, this is an epic amount
I don't
of
really,
cash
but
here,
sometimes
Lanix.
I want to eat something
Precisely
sweet or
to
drink something
$100,000.
sweet,
That's
or when
it's
I
a
wake up
large
in the
chunk of
evening,
money,
in the
especially
night,
when
you know,
think,
I
on
have like
reais.
that
So
urge of
for the
drinking
Brazilian
or
teams,
eating something sweet.
we're looking at
So yeah,
5
sometimes
times
I have
these
just like
figures.
soda at home. So,
They're
yeah.
precisely fighting for
Have
a
lunch.
million reais. So the currency is gonna motivate surely the Brazilian players to deliver their best. And let's see what's gonna happen. As we've seen, Lauren, such a nice international recap with some of the best moments, and I'm sure that the international audience is gonna be thrilled to learn more about other regions and other teams, especially
I could have gone to leader in
We're gonna have
combat.
the majority here,
At the
right?
steering
We
would have
knew
started.
before, got like was
Really?
invited that we're gonna have like 2 teams, as I was trying to say before, and then we moved into 3 teams from Brazil dash Latam. So I mean, this region is totally excited, I guess.
Yeah, and a little bit, not in a bad way, but obviously first place $90,000 goes down to $40,000 for second place from there. So you know everyone's going to be fighting to try and get into those top spots as much as possible. And with the level of competition being as high as we expect it to be, now that we're here on this global stage, it's not going to be an easy journey for any of these teams. It'll be interesting to see what type of a leg up some of our teams get, putting themselves in a little bit of a snowball
and my brother
situation,
was
starting off really
going
strong
to work, so I told him, bro, bring me some fruits, and he's like, yeah, and he never came with fruits
of this entire competition. But now that everybody at home knows exactly what is on the line for these teams, what they were fighting,
I'm trying also to actually
let's talk about the teams that are here with us at this event. We'll take a look at the groups participating in the competition here today. This is Group A, Brody. Talk to me about some of these squads.
Yeah, this is a really exciting group. I think, you know, a lot of people's eyes would immediately be drawn to Q9, of course, the team from China that did spectacularly well at
I did my makeup and it's so pretty.
But it's not just them in this group, of course. Galeris from
okay, so we're gonna
America,
see
Q9.
We're gonna see Inco Gaming,
Kings, and side, and I think that's going to be a team that we have to watch out for within this group. They are joined by Kings Clan from Europe, which I think a lot of people have had kind of issues with, if only because of the fact that Europe has been relatively disappointing internationally over the last couple of years. And then, of course, the team that was gifted the lifeline in Inco Gaming. Honestly, I have a lot of queries about Inco, and the biggest one is going to be, without Lucas in, where are they going to be? Because Inco, again, just like Kings Clan over the last couple of years, have not performed that well.
Yeah, important to keep our eyes on a lot of these squads. And then, of course, we also have the other half of what we've got going on. We've got Group B here, Lanex. So talk to me about some of these standouts.
I could say that Group A would be kind of a Latin group with two teams from the region, and now this will be the more American-ish group, since we're going to have Seminole and Rejects together on Group B. And it's going to be also a very strong group. I would say a more balanced group when it comes to expectations on which of these four.
I'm so annoyed, but I'm a little bit sad because I know I'm not going to be able to watch anything afterwards. Are you serious? I'm a student. I'm also working at the same time.
Coming from the Asian Pacific, proving themselves with aggressiveness, and Rejects, they managed somehow to find their ticket to São Paulo, Brazil, after whatever happened to Mayhem. And we're going to see also Amigos is striving to step up their level of gameplay to an international basis now. So it's a very blended group and a very hardly predictable group, I would say.
Yeah, and lots of experience as well from many of these teams, having not only competed on this international stage before, but taken home that trophy. I think quite a few squads want to try and reclaim some of that glory based off of what we saw even in just the challenge season alone. So I think we're in for some really exciting gameplay here today. And now that everybody at home knows which teams have qualified from their respective regions and how they're broken down into those groups, we'll kind of get to talk to you guys a little bit about what you can expect when it comes to the overall gameplay. There will be some matches that we won't catch, but if we miss them, we'll make sure to be keeping you guys updated on anything that's going on off stream, so you will always know where everybody is standing when it comes to the overall competition. And then as far as things go on our side of the stream, we've got a couple specific matches that we will be covering, and we've got some bangers coming your way. So I hope everyone at home is excited, Brody, because we'll start talking about the schedule here when it's ready to go in just a second. We're kicking things off with Kings versus Galoris. This is a great one.
It is a great one. Now, I will admit, I think our expectations for this one are relatively lopsided, if only because of the varying storylines going into this match. Again, I kind of
holy flopperoni. We gotta be here.
They come from the European region.
Oh my god, I'm
already
getting
really
tired.
Internationally, especially looking back towards 2023 champs, right? I think Kings ended up placing, I think it was top 14.
Don't you go from here, mate. Don't you do that to me. Take me with you. If Chalker can take me with him in the shower, you can take me with you to the bar.
I think
coffee shop.
Glance might not look that exciting, but you have Mihawk and you have Lucasin now on the same team. It's hard to imagine a situation now where Galeris is not a successful team.
Like,
I think
you see, Chugger is like showering and responding, talking with me.
Where
So.
Galeris hasn't had the practice that they'd otherwise like. But that's a really exciting first matchup. We look down
shut up, Chugger, shut up.
The rest of the matchups as well.
Just
I mean,
smile.
We've got 8 of the best teams in the world here. That's what we're going to expect, right?
Yeah, there's literally no way we
Okay, I'm
could go
coming.
wrong.
Oh,
with
you're
these
inviting
matchups are going to be
me
exciting.
on the
Like I like the points you're making about Gallerus as well, but then like you guys
Ooh.
at home
Can I
saw
have an
when it
iced
came to that
coffee with
schedule, we also
salty
have Sentinel
caramel?
versus
Salty
Amigos
caramel.
moving down, and then question marks on the rest of the slots because those will be filled
Thank
as
you.
our teams start getting some wins in the column, and we'll know who is going to be playing in the next match as we move on throughout the day. So like we said, we've got lots of
Ah,
action
you
that
want
we'll
to
have to
see
be keeping you
evening?
updated on so that you can expect to see how that bracket's starting to get filled out and where these teams will fall
I'm
when
already
it comes
sleepy.
to their overall placements here in the competition.
I don't know.
But we will
Look.
at least be bringing you a team
Are you streaming
that
somewhere
everyone at
else?
home
Yeah,
will be
I do
familiar
stream
with.
on
To start
on
things off with
Trovo
someone
too.
that you might not have watched if you haven't seen those other regions. Lanex, and I want to get your thoughts on what you think Gallerus is going to bring to the table here going up against Kings.
I had
I'm gonna second
Wilder.
I
heard and saw Wilder stories and watching me from the shower.
The team that's gonna gather the most expectations from fans and from CODM lovers as a whole, because as he said, Mihawk and Lucas, it's gonna be a brand new duo. They never played together all these 4 or 5 years of CODM that we have officially. So it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be a nice new experience for the fans, not only from Brazil, I'm sure. And yeah,
1 hour
called,
6 minutes
abroad
deep
as
in
the
and
first
we
super
still
Latin
didn't
team
have
in
any
history,
games.
gathering a lot of fantastic pieces. So I'm excited to see them performing at a stage. They are all experienced players at this point. They're not, I would say, gonna shake so much on the stage. And on the side of Kings, as Brody said, it's going to be a lot of pressure on their shoulders because they're going to be the only representative from Europe. And lately, Europe has not only performed, let's say, not ideally in 2023, but also in 2022. They have been not at the ideal peak of their gameplays. And I'm sure they are individually very talented. They're going to try to prove themselves already in this opening match. As we see here, Laura, in the squad. Fantastic team, by the way.
Yeah, we're getting a chance to look at the roster for Kings Clan.
Oh,
as
Kings!
We mentioned, it will be our first match.
Bro, that was so
day.
fast.
Little bit of a sneak peek there. We actually had many opportunities during the challenge season, Brody, to talk to Marvel every time that they would kind of take down a match, and he was always someone that had a lot of faith in what Kings Clan could bring to the table internationally.
Marvel is OP.
Kings are all of those pieces of the puzzle start to come together.
Yeah, definitely. I think Kings. I think they're aware of the fact that they need to make these massive improvements going forward, right? They know that they can't rest on their laurels.
I have no idea about rosters. How are you?
They made a roster movie short very briefly there. Neil is joining the roster.
I have no idea who moved there, which are the maps.
The conversation with Marvel suggested that was not the case, but still. You've now got the two best sniper players in European Call of Duty Mobile on the very same team. And they might be two of the best in the world as well. So I think that is going to be a real boon of success for them going into the story. It is, of course, also important to note that this is a very good control team as well.
If Marvel was the Marvel, which one would be?
Side, but it really does just come down to that preparation. It has to be there between now and what we saw back in Season 4. They have
I think Spider-Man.
What was there? Some of the mistakes they were making.
What do you guys think? Hi, Ragnar.
I like the call out though, Brody, that potentially some of the best snipers in the world. This is where they prove it. This is that opportunity to put themselves on that leaderboard of greatness. I'm excited to see what they are able.
He gives me Tom Holland vibes for
here
some
up
reason.
against Gallerus, a team that obviously they haven't had a chance to go up against during the challenge season, so it'll be new for them, which is my favorite part about this competition, which means that they are probably starting to get ready for the first match of the day. I guess if we talked about the
let me
roster,
think about the others.
Might as well also start to touch on the Gallerus roster. I know you mentioned a couple things about them already.
Spy would be
new duo, but anything else you want to kind of expound
the one with the
a bit?
No, not X-Men.
To get ready for their walk-ins.
Charlie Gallerus wasn't ready before.
I need to check.
Marvel, a fantastic squad, a very complementary and organic and versatile roster with a lot of options.
Okay.
I've always called them, even casting
Iron Man. Okay, so Spy would be Iron Man. Okay.
And especially within that Hacienda HP.
I'm trying to remember the roster. I already forgot.
Combination of map mode. So they're gonna.
If I'm gonna remember, Deadpool. Who would be Deadpool, guys? I think
to come up to the draft. That's gonna be something to be watched.
Maybe
Not
Marvel
only,
Deadpool,
talking
I
about
think.
players, not only we're
Maybe,
gonna have the
maybe.
chance, of
But
course,
he gives me a
seeing
little bit
like
of
Mihawk
Tom
and Lucas
Holland,
in together, but also
Spider-Man.
we're gonna have the experienced IGL on Popzera, who's a fantastic player, a very very smart guy, a cold guy to make decisions inside of the maps and in especially in hard situations. And other than that, Lauren, we're gonna also see a very very talented and bright pair in Enriquete or Henry and also Fauke. They are fantastic players. They are a duo that has been played together since 2021. These guys are beasts. And
Deadpool for
when
Marvel,
we
yeah.
look at Galleries versus Kings, we gotta talk about the R9 players. The shotgun players are maybe a step up, and I'm talking about specifically, excuse me, Fauke on the R9 side and Gris when it comes to Kings. I'm totally excited to see this battle.
I think this is going to be a great choice to kind of kick off the day with here. I think both of these teams, a lot of it will come down to how much information they were able to really find on both of these teams. I mean, you both mentioned strengths when it comes to those map mode combinations, and we saw time and time again throughout the challenge season, Brody, just how important those vetoes are, really trying to pick apart people's weaknesses. So it'll be interesting to see what we get when we are at that point. And that point is almost here, as it is time for us to start getting our teams walking in on this beautiful stage live in Brazil, getting themselves set up.
Come on,
for match
guys.
number 1.
Marvel, assemble!
Hanging out, waiting for the squads to roll in, and everyone's gonna show up on the stage right now. This is like that.
Look, there is Marvel, there is Deadpool. I'm back already.
All of the teams
you really missed me
at once, Brody, and this is one of those rare moments where you can see everybody together on the international stage. It's just really cool to see.
Oh, she is. Damn! And she's hot. Ew. She's hot, bro. I like. Who is the guy? Guys, someone who knows the teams, please. The guys, come. I'm getting cold feet. Who missed who here? I think you missed me. That's why you came so fast. I like those t-shirts. Guys, I don't have any connections to make a boyfriend. Last time I asked Rihan, he failed, you know, when it was chance. No, he failed. Now I don't have any connections. Look, Marvel! Yes! Oh, who is the one with red hair? Wait, Marvel? Raid. I don't know the other one. Oh, look, Cassin. There's no sound or something? Or am I talking too much?
All right, so that was a little bit of a sneak peek at our first group there on the stage. We obviously still have more squads to make their entrance. And I was asking you before we got into that, Brody, how cool is it to see everybody at least there together for just that one moment?
Yes.
It's rare, right? I think it's just so cool to see these guys going head to head in an international setting. I think just on the whole, this is something we talked about when Mobile Masters got announced, right? It's this idea that usually I think you kind of have to wait for these big international competitions like champs for these international teams to go head to head with one another. Sure, there's some like international, like smaller tournaments where some regions go head to head, but nothing like this. So to get to see everybody in the same room once again, you got to imagine they've got to be super nervous, Lauren, right? Again, there's $200,000 on the line here, and everybody has to be sweating bullets at the moment, and just in terms of how nervous they've got to be.
Yeah, we were saying that watching the video, some of the players looked really stressed almost, you know, like the anxiety of kind of getting the event kicked off and started, because we know how important a strong beginning is here for these teams. Lanix, we get a little bit of a backstage view here as our teams start those pep talks heading into the matches too, and I love when we get to see this side of our players, because when we are online for the challenge we miss all of this.
Yes.
Oh, this is
you nailed
Kings.
it.
Who is
Fantastic
this? Wait, I don't know who is
footage
this.
of
The
Galleries
other
getting
is like
ready, and those
it's
guys,
not
they are
Caesar.
just so
No,
thrilled.
Caesar. I
I mean,
think.
they've
Bro,
been
I
playing
don't know
together
who
for
is this.
a long
I,
time, and Lucas now is
Let
a
me go and
fantastic
check who are
addition,
like
as we
the
get to see
roasters.
also,
I have no
I'm
idea.
assuming, the
Okay,
guys
it's
from
Marvel, Raid,
Kings.
Gris,
A
Inferno,
lot
Neil
of these
says.
players,
Marvel.
you know, coming down to this moment
Please,
of
Inferno,
delivering
Neil says.
everything
I
they
said
have
it's
been
my
working
earlier,
for in the
bro.
last months and years. So it's a very special moment for them all, and everything's
That's
gotta
why I
be
didn't
right. You gotta have
recognize
the
that.
right, even chair position, Lauren. You have to have the nice,
I'm
the
dumb,
nicest
bro.
spot as you can. As we see Lucas in also the Beast, one of the players that is most famous, I would say, worldwide, and sure, it's gonna be a massive.
Yeah,
a
but
massive
why we
addition to
talk
galleries
so
at
much
this level
about
of the championship.
that team? Like, talk about
All
you
right, well, we're
more.
seeing them up here on the
It's
stream
something
while
I
our
don't
players
like,
are
you know,
starting
but
to
like
get
we have
prepared.
someone that
Always the pillows
spits too
in
much,
tow,
lots of
making sure
about
that
the
they're
team.
comfortable
You know,
on their
we've been
devices,
hearing
but
about this
we have
team
the
for the
picks
past
and
like
bangs
5 minutes,
through
in
as
my
well
opinion.
here, Brody, so we can start talking about these.
Alrighty, you know we love the picks and bangs where we get to talk about and we get to talk about the strengths of these rosters. Again, it is worth saying that it's going to be difficult to talk at this point in time about what the strengths and weaknesses are of these rosters,
Who
especially
is
when we're looking
Neil
at two
though?
teams that are
Who is
the
Neil
best
in
their
a
respective
Marvel
regions,
situation?
only because of the fact that, again, they look good on
Captain
everything, right, and
America,
they
I
dominate their
swear.
regions respectively.
He seems like
However, I will say the most
so
interesting thing looking at that best
like
of 5 map set, and it's
I don't
something
know.
people
He
should
seems
keep
like
in
he
mind
would
if you
save the
only
world.
watch North America and Europe, is the Crossroads Strike control. We
He's
didn't see
Deadpool.
any Crossroads Strikes control
Deadpool.
during the regular Snapdragon Pro Series in North America and Europe. However, for Galleries,
I like
it
his
is a
tattoo.
favoured map. They are 6-1 in it, going back towards Season 4. It is their strongest control by far. So to get that through, for that not to
I don't
be
know, it's
vetoed
just
is
like,
a
look,
huge win for them.
I don't mind
as we're
it,
taking
but
a look at
it was a
those,
lot
picks and bans
about
as
this
well,
stream.
Lennox,
Like,
did
you know,
anything
like
jump
I
out
heard
at you
Lucas
in favor of Galleries?
10 times
Yeah, I
in
would
the past
say
10
definitely,
minutes.
The Crossroads control is gonna be fantastic for them. It's their best map, to be honest, on the control mode. But the beginning of the series is gonna be challenging for Galleries, since Summit is not their strong map for Hardpoint, even though they are very strong on the mode itself, but the map has not been delivered to the fans at their best. So I'm very, very eager to see how the Brazilians are gonna get things kicked off here in the series, Lauren, to be honest. And moving forward with that, I think a search and destroy is gonna be very balanced, excuse me, between both sides.
All right, well, while we're waiting for Kings and Galleries to be ready to dive into match number 1, you could see that our entire group is getting set up on this stage and prepared. And like I mentioned earlier, any matches that are happening off stream, we'll make sure to keep you guys updated on the outcomes of those so you can keep track and kind of stay up to date with some of your favorite teams if they aren't the match that we are currently spectating. And as we prepare to get into match number 1, it's time for Brody's favorite part of the day. I want to get some predictions out of everybody for how they think match number 1 is going to go. Chad, I want to hear from you as well. I want to hear your thoughts if you think it's going to be Kings or Galleries that take home match number 1 of the event as we kick things off. And then, Brody, I know, like you said, we don't necessarily have all of the numbers you would like, and you are a numbers guy for
but
those stats. But if you just
yeah,
have to
King's
go
gonna get
off of
eliminated.
strictly
They're playing
the
against
previous
Lucasi. Now,
performances,
obviously,
very limited knowledge we're going on
I love-
here. How do you think these teams are going
that's
to
too much
fare?
to say. I
You already know what my
sympathize.
prediction is because we
Kings,
discussed
okay?
it earlier. I
They
think this is going to be a
are
thriller
a
to
good
Galleries.
team,
I-
right?
Look, I'm going to
But against Galleries,
disrespect
they
my own
have
region here for a second. I think Galleries are just such a brilliant roster. Now you've got, again, we've talked to death. You've got Mihawk and Lucas in
Yeah,
on the
Lucas
same
in.
team. And
They're
I think that's just such a boon of
top
success
zero.
for this team.
Mihawk.
You look at the strengths in the map set there as well. I think, you know, you look towards a Slum Search and Destroy and the Crossroads Strike
give me that coffee.
control. Having those two
But
maps in the
go
first place for
Kings!
Galleries is huge.
1 hour
And
and
honestly, I
20,
feel
and
like
we are
these
still
fans,
not
unless they
getting a
start strong
game.
on this Arsenal
Sorry, guys.
platform,
I'm
they
a
might find
boomer
themselves
at this
buried
point. I'm a
really
boomer.
quickly here in this first best of 5. So
I'm a
honestly,
boomer.
Galleries 3.
Okay, I like it. I'm sure that makes you happy too, Lanex, because I want to get your prediction
Yeah.
on who you think is going to be taking home match number 1.
Well, sure thing. I think Galleries
no
is
pasa
gonna
por
take this one,
momentar.
to be honest. And I'm even, I don't know, potentially waiting for it.
What are your
It wouldn't be
predictions?
totally surprising,
Buddy
as Brody said.
Because you guys are the
thing
only
is,
two talking
the
in my
Galleries,
chat.
they're gonna have to
So
begin the series in a confident way. I mean, if they manage to win the first map, which is, as I said, not their best,
I'm a
then
boomer,
they're gonna
guys.
totally roll over after it. I think Slums is also a very strong map
Tomorrow
for
I'm gonna
galleries,
have a day
sponsor
for
to destroy.
myself actually,
So
and
we may
I'm gonna
very well
try
be
to finish
looking
this
at
book.
a potential
I've been struggling
clean
with
victory
it
by
for
them
like
here, as we
struggling.
see
I read
already.
one time.
Didn't from Inco Gaming, and we're gonna talk a lot about Inco because there's a lot of interesting.
I read
things
107
to
pages.
approach. But yes, getting back to
The other
galleries
time.
and Kings, I
So
don't know, Kings,
tomorrow,
they're gonna
that's
have
what
to
I'm gonna do.
overcome a
I'm
lot
gonna
of,
wake up.
dependencies they've had on individual plays. They're gonna
Silent.
have to do a
Just
lot
the image.
to potentially beat galleries over here.
Guys, do you have any connection
I'm seeing
at
a
this
little
team?
bit of
Because
love
some
for
of them
both
are
teams
cute, and I might
in chat
wonder.
as well, so we'll have to see who
Instagram.
ends up being right. And guys, we appreciate your patience.
They're
We're just making
famous.
sure that all of the tech is good to go for our players, making sure everyone is set up.
I don't know how to explain.
100%
Boomer is
ready
like a
to
person that
play
is
in
like
this match. You can
like
see
it
we've
has
got
like
all
an
of our
old
officials making
how to
sure
say an old
everyone's
thinking,
set up
you know?
successfully, ready to go. So we're just going to be taking our time
I'm
here and
not sure
hanging out
that yeah,
until
I'm
that
the
first
girl.
match
I'm not
is
giving a
underway.
first
You
yeah,
can
a
see
first
that we're
reply.
getting
No,
a
no, no,
little
no.
bit of some looks at our players
as I said, I'm working. I have a
they're
full-time job. I
looking
don't stream often,
prepared,
and
locked
I'm also
in,
studying.
starting to get ready. I think there's probably only
Yeah,
a few more minutes.
look.
So while we're
I
hanging out
DM'd
here,
one time a guy
watching our
first,
players
and
get
it
ready
was
for match
disaster.
number one. I can't tell if Marvel Brody looks like relaxed or kind of hyped for this first match.
I would like to hope he's hyped, to be honest with you. I think especially given the position that he's in, given the position that Kings have been in, right? Again, their story on the whole, right, Lauren? Because, again,
But
it is
I
worth
was
noting
born
for a
in
lot of people out
2000.
there that Kings going into European Season 4 were not the #1 team in Europe, right? It was exclusive that beat them
I'm a
over at
Gen
Champs.
Z,
And so I think for them
guys.
now to not only have beaten them out towards the spot in Brazil, but also to have taken one of their best players in
I
Neil
have
now
him.
on the roster, I think they know now that they can do this. They know that they're going to be really excited to going in towards this series to be the European representatives. And again, you know, we've talked a lot about it. We talked a lot about the preparation that these guys will have put in. Ultimately, I think they will have put that preparation in. These guys, they worked really, really hard during Season 4.
I swear,
So,
my
yeah, I'd
cousin
imagine
said,
there's
like,
probably
do
a
you
lot
want to
of
come
hype,
to
on
Lidl?
side at the
I was
moment
like,
for him.
no,
But,
because I
look,
have high
we'll see.
heaven
There's also
Harium.
probably an element of
'Cause I
nervousness
need
just because
to
I think
sleep, and
everybody in
then
the international community knows
she just
just
arrived
how
like
damn good of a
1
player
hour
this is. So
earlier. I was
this
like,
is going to be
damn it.
difficult nonetheless.
I wanted to get like my
Yeah,
mom
when
dyed my
you
hair,
make
so I told my
that
cousin
big
to
of a
buy
name for
her
yourself,
rose.
Lex, you
You
also
know,
kind of put a little
a
bit
nice
of a target
rose.
on your back, becoming a feared competitor
How old
in
are you?
that
I'm
way. So
24.
you think that's something that's potentially
Lidl, yeah,
weighing
Lidl.
on
You
Lucas'
don't have
mind?
Lidl?
Yes, I think
Do I have
definitely
Lidl, guys?
he knows the responsibility he's gonna
Supposed to be
have
in
on his
Europe, right?
shoulders,
Or
and he has been such a great player and a fantastic person as well. Very humble guy at the same time as he's a competitor. He likes to win. He likes to be at his peak, and surely a fantastic guy
Hi,
to have in the squad
Pavel.
whenever you face some down
It's
moments.
like a
He
store.
has
It's like
already,
Carrefour or
been,
Kaufland
a
or
lifter, I would say,
Profi.
if I can. So
Hi,
for
sweet.
the teams he was in. He was again a leader back in the day inside of Inco roster.
No,
And then he
no,
moved to
no.
galleries
You
after
don't have
Inco,
Lidl
of course,
though.
were disqualified for ESL
Good
Mobile
things there.
Masters.
I like the
But,
stuff from
hey,
there.
here
They're
we
all
are,
good.
all of
Like you
all
can
of
buy
them
roses
again,
like
facing each
15
other for one
roses
potential last dance on the
with
side
like
of Inco. They have
3
been
euros.
facing this on
They're so
socials
cute.
for a while. So
Haha.
back to galleries. I think yes.
Oh,
they're
I
gonna
want to
have
go to
keep their
Croatia.
crown. If you're talking
To
about
the
playing
sea.
against Kings, they're gonna have to keep their crown on Latam
But I'm
silver
going to
at
Germany
least,
this year,
and
so
try
yeah.
to
Oh,
extend
someone
that
actually was like,
to an international
me and you,
basis. I'm very, very
for a
curious
couple
to
of
see
days
how
in
that's gonna
Croatia
happen.
in
These
the
guys,
summer. I was like,
they're gonna have the chance
no.
to really step up, as I said, and show that they can also win and be the best
It's like
over
a
here, especially home.
store.
I mean, that'll be
It's
a
like Kaufland.
fantastic
You know, you have
way for
everything.
Galleries to kick off
Are you
the
famous? No, I'm not.
Brazilian event, starting off with a clean 3-0. Not
Yeah.
only you
Is
guys
it
were saying, but
though?
I'm also seeing
I don't know.
a couple predictions in chat agreeing
A
with
commercial
that potential
center would not
scoreline.
be a mall
So that'll be
because you
exciting
have
to see
more
for,
like
on behalf of Galleries, if they are able to
businesses,
start with a clean 3-0.
you
That'll
know,
give them a nice
like I don't
amount
know,
of
Deichmann,
momentum. But we are still
Lidl,
waiting just a little bit for a few
H&M,
more
and so
players
on.
to be 100%
But
ready to
Lidl is
go
like a store,
for that
right?
first match.
It's like just a
So,
store. Like
appreciate all of
you
your
know, you don't have
patience at
smaller
home, but
stores
we just
in
want to
it.
make sure that
That's what I'm
everyone
trying to
is
say.
absolutely set so that the games are fair.
Or am I not? Am I not speaking the English?
I mean, we got to see their picks and
I
bans.
know.
We've gotten quite a few opportunities to see our players and kind of assume what the vibe might be on stage. I'm not gonna lie, I am always a fan of the I guess put togetherness of squads like Gallerus when they have those team jerseys ready to go and everybody's kind of locked and loaded. But for now, we appreciate you bearing with us. I think match number 1 is ready to go, so let's get straight into the game though. Let's kick off Mobile Masters. Brody, Lanix, let's go.
Alrighty, thanks Lauren, really appreciate that. We're ready to get into this game. Gallerus versus
Kings,
the first game of Mobile Masters. And again, the best team from each region going head to head. There are a lot of storylines going in this matchup, Lanex. We're so excited.
Oh yeah, man, it's gonna be exciting to see them perform at a high level, as I said. Number 1s on each of their regions, and the first gunfight.
Okay, I see Odin.
Top and also to P1, but
I don't play COD in 2 weeks. I see Odin.
Of course,
another Odin. I see R9. We have DRH, so they did nerf DRH.
Kings are pushed away. I'm gonna have to we're gonna have to see actually how they're gonna manage to retake this one, Brody. It's looking already kind of complicated.
I'm streaming on other platforms
on the whole,
too.
It's always a very difficult hill to get a wealth of time away from. Gallerus doing a really good job at it at the moment. You can see the kill feed pretty much consistently lighting up blue, and 3 players on Kings Clan at the moment sitting on donuts, so they want to start to get themselves moving sooner rather than later. Summit's one of those maps that
I
can
think
really
Kings
snowball
gotta be
away
the
from you
first
pretty
team
quickly, and
eliminated.
This is a wealth of time that Gallerus are able to steal away from Pre-1, but finally you see a couple of kills now starting to come through from Kings Clan. They might well have a shot at garnering some time from Hill, but already you're starting to see why this Gallerus roster is so powerful. You're already starting to see streaks on the board.
Oh yeah, they already are playing on a massive level. We can see that the prep for P2 is gonna begin to happen, and Kings manage to maybe get reorganized here in the back line, but let's see how that's gonna be able to be converted into
we have
an actual objective
who is using
control as
R9.
Gallerus, keep moving ahead. I mean,
he's
they
on
have
8,
not
we
been
have
challenged hardly so far
Grizz
in
on
this
3,
first
that's
map,
bad.
and we see Kings attempting to get into the point, but again, fucking with this R9 is gonna be very, very deadly.
I don't give 100 points to Kings. They don't go further than 100
Yeah, this
points.
is not a good position to be in if you're King Clan whatsoever. You're losing kill feed. You've got R9 control for Gallerus too, and well, you've got map control for Gallerus as well. It's all looking up if you're a Gallerus fan at this point in time. Kings Clan, there's still 15 seconds worth fighting over in Old, but you cannot get it done, and now you're starting to see that snowball effect coming through. Hen sitting inside, has the Purifier ready to go, gonna throw that Hunter Killer drone into the sky as well. Gallerus are getting every single second away. I mean, Says an Infernal.
Whoa, why are they pushing to P3? Like, you should work for the spawns.
Beautiful pair of kills, and we have Mihawk also helping him as much as he can, and Gallerus is smartly already locking in their spawns and locking the objective itself, as Kings are gonna try this challenge here with Marvel. Nice entry by him, and Inferno also managing to gather some eliminations. Kings finally stepping up and obtaining some points, as we have Han inside of the point himself, managing to also protect this region. Interesting by Henry with the Fennec, as we can see, and protecting also these open areas. Gallery's managing to get to the first 100 points here, Brody. Such a fantastic and massive ride so far against Kings.
Yeah, that, what was it, rotation from P2 to P3 is just not good enough from Kings.
Holy shit, look at CP, that's Odin.
As well. Kings Clan need
they
actually,
but
every single second hero
I don't know if I'm gonna cast them. I don't play that much, so people don't really know if I'm casting or not anymore.
The map set looks pretty
but nobody asked me to cast, so...
Now though, Gallerus around the back line already. A couple of players here. Henry
I want to cast,
get the side chal out on towards Marvel. The Predator missile down from the sky as well, but the SMG Geo gear in Says and Grizz doing well enough to hold it first.
Oh yeah, more than 100 points now as an edge against Kings, who have tried to actually reorganize their work, their teamwork, to be fair, dominated the spawn. And now, of course, the objective, we have Grizz with the Sparrow trying to protect the entry coming from the snow, and we see Inferno also helping him out. And this point, firstly, this Hue actually is looking pretty solid on their side. Finally, right, stepping up and coming to the map to try to offer a bit more of a challenge against Galleries.
Yeah.
And you can't even afford to get this back 30 away though, and I think they know that as well. That's why you're seeing a couple of players run up towards the line. Foke though, he's going to be inside with a couple of kills with the R9, make that 3. Mihawk also getting number 4 as well, and towards the top line, Mihawk is with the claw out to ensure that this scrap time does go the way of Galleries. They know how valuable that early lead they
What do
built
I
up
say?
is,
I don't know.
and
I
they do
say
not
weird
want to
stuff
let it slip away
sometimes,
from them.
and I
Especially
say
with Metic frags
I
towards
say
the
them
new
too
field as we
fast,
go
and then I
towards the
forget.
second set. Okay, Pabzera not allowing it whatsoever as they find 3 between them. And again, we're in that same kind of position here, Lanex, where Galoris in control of P1 once again.
Well, if you tell
Yes, once
the
again, not only,
organizer
in
to
control, but,
contact
like,
me, I will
using these
cast it.
points against Kings, already rolling the
Because like
scoreboard
mainly
against
probably
Europeans, which is gonna be even harder for them
the
to
VR
overcome
pros
now on.
from here
Galleries
are in
managed to use the
Warzone
last
Mobile
few
as well.
seconds,
So
scrap seconds from P4 to already prep the second P1, as we see Says trying to gather back again. Kings needing desperately points now, and it's already
I
looking
need
a
to
very
open my game
complicated map for
actually.
them, as we have already
don't
also
play
managed to step in. The Galleries
Warzone in a
doesn't
long
give them
time.
a shot, doesn't give them a chance over here, Brody, and it's looking very
Where should I
one-sided so
move my
far for
cam?
the Brazilians.
Oh man, Kings Clan, how about this for finding a depth pretty quickly in the game? Galeris not only again building up time from P1, but they've built streaks, they've built operators ready to go for the next hill, and Kings Clan have absolutely nothing to speak of. They have to get it with their weapons
yeah,
alone.
VR,
and
I
the
know
kill feed
it's
just
it's
doesn't look
I say
favourable
it's
whatsoever.
Warzone, but I'm talking about
Mihawk
Warzone, not
already
COD
over
Mobile.
here,
I don't want to
Francis
see
Lucas in,
COD
ready for the gunfight.
Mobile.
Lucas going to jump up
Community
top, has the help
tournaments, I don't.
from Henry Cat as well, and then Galaris, excuse me, already inside Kings Clan. They just feel like they're constantly getting wiped out. You need to see something right about now, and 4K just comes through with a triple with the equalizers.
Oh, this
That
will
is
be a
damage.
first one.
Absolutely
I don't know,
astonishing
it's
by
best of 5
Focky,
or
keeping
best
his
of...
streak, trying to move even ahead, as we could see before. Brody, a very smart play. Again, Pablo with the Pred being fantastic as well, but like I was gonna try to say, Lucasine on the top being the strongest play when it comes to trading, so it's very smart by them to place him at top to
Best
offer
of
the
five.
respawn, offer comfort on this P2. Galleries moving ahead into 200 points, and the main question is this map gonna last to the third rotation, or we're gonna keep seeing this ride by Galleries?
They don't
so
go,
far
oh
against
my
Kings?
god. I told you they are not
I
going
don't know,
further
dude,
than
at this
100
point,
points.
Kings need something special. I mean, look, they are trying things. You can see that on the minimap as well. You just saw them attempt to put Raiden towards the flank, but he immediately gets shut down by Foke, and well, Mihawk
Okay, I
towards the hill is able
guess
to clear
Cosmo.
a couple of players. And what you generally speaking expect, which is to see players try and make their way around the back line and flip the spawns. Kings just can't do it whatsoever, and now you're forced to go through the front of the hill. You've got Henry Cat here with the Purifier as well, in the water setting. He's just cooking all of these players alive, looking for more
Bro, look
kills.
at this
Slides up
guy!
for
Oh
Inferno,
my god,
and, well,
he's so
Inferno will
good
survive
actually.
the engagement, but I mean, it just doesn't matter at this point. Kings Clan cannot
Please.
find a way in. Perhaps Grizz can get it done with a Sparrow again. Just, it's nowhere near as good as what Galaris are doing.
Absolutely crazy job by Galleries, especially with Lucasine moving ahead to 40 kills already. And it's gonna begin to look like a countdown in the favor of the Brazilians, who are massively dominating the map against Kings. Marva brings up his Annihilator to try to, of course, escalate the level of damage, making a pair of kills, but then falling ahead.
You know, if there
We see
would
Kings not even
have
managing
been
to get to
another
the 100
like
points.
EU
So the
EU
next
team,
P4 is gonna be a very open skies battle between both sides, but Galleries
there would
managing
have been a
potentially to
chance,
rock
would
this
have
one already in the
had a
next hill.
chance to like,
Now, it is important to note that
you
last
know,
hill on this
not be
rotation was,
eliminated
oh,
from the
sorry, this hill on
beginning.
the last rotation, excuse me, was
But
where
like
Kings Clan
this-
managed to get a wealth of time, but they've already got a couple of spawn-in players from Galaris. The first few kills are already in for them. They just need 4 seconds. And goodness gracious me.
Thank you
I mean,
for
this is
the
not the
on
bang that we
fire.
wanted to open in the tournament with. This is a whimper for Kings Clan, as the hype is there for Galaris, and for good reason. The Latams have come through, mate, and they absolutely just destroyed
That
it.
was all? I've been
Oh, just a crazy run. Right?
1
We didn't
hour
even see
and
the third
20
rotation, as I
minutes for
said.
this.
And what a massive win on their side, Brody, with all the tension on the shoulders of Henry already being dissipated into a victory. Such a nice exhibition. They were very smart to play, along with the map control, along with the eliminations as well. And we already
They're the only EU team, yeah.
Lucasine
right now in São Paulo.
PUBG already bringing them into a breakdown of whatever worked out well, whatever needs to be fixed. Because as Lucas likes to say, also in Portuguese and English, we always need to do a regain. From map to map, we need to work as if things were not perfect. We need to go ahead and do better. And we can see Focky already trembling, kind of. His hands are not totally there. But I mean, he played very well. And he was fantastic with the equalizer as much as with the R9, Brody.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it is just crazy.
We are matching. Me and him have glasses.
Them to win map number 1.
You know,
I
so
don't
many
think we
things in
expected
common.
them to do that. And you can see the frustration there. You looked over towards King's Clan, how frustrated they look.
I don't want to show.
Marvel kind of, I guess, speculating what went wrong on that map. How could they not put things together? And to be honest, I say this as
oh my god, Zay's almost double neck.
You want to be like,
Raid double neck.
XYZ wrong in the map, and that's
Grease,
what led them to
not double
I'm sure
neck.
that there were certain things maybe they could have done better, but ultimately they just got outslayed. I mean, look at this one. Raid coming in here. He was the savior of King's Clan towards the end of Season 4 when he rejoined the roster and made them a lot better, going double negative in the game.
Yeah, well, historically, EU is doing bad
I mean, I can name the entire roster, to be honest, mate. Everybody was just having an absolute
EU is doing
stinker of a
bad
game.
in
and then you look towards Galeris
in
and
majors,
got 3 players
in LAN,
effectively
EU is
double
doing bad.
positive. It is just so
Historically.
tough when that's happening.
Yes, as we have some of the best moments. Lucas said that his love to Brazilians into the world. And this guy, he was such a special player, such a key, I would say, piece on their offensive system as much as in the defensive, as we could see on P2 some moments ago, Brody. So it was a hot start, such a stellar performance by the Brazilians. Let's see how they're going to keep it up during the whole series. And I have just to point it out before tossing it back to you that I would say Brazilians managed to dominate also the objective as a whole. So 4 players playing as an OBG out of 5. They had fantastic times inside of the flags. And
but this is just because the thing is that
managing to acquire
in a way I understand, you know, because
yeah, I think it's
Kings
just tough
being
sometimes.
the best team,
the first set in particular,
right?
You saw it in the replay,
that doesn't
right,
mean that
just didn't manage
they are
to get those early
necessarily
rotations, specifically towards P3.
the best,
I think
right?
very often, especially
the thing
against
is that the EU
Galeris's
teams
caliber, you do have to make
are
those decisions
kind of bad.
Right, we're losing this hill. We've got 25
but not
seconds
like
left. Yes, all right. It's a lot of
for
time to take
a
away.
region,
let's chalk this one up and
but as
force them,
overall,
rotate 3 or 4 players.
You know,
over
when you
towards the
see
next
that
set,
you get
and that just
eliminated in the first day, right? In champs.
I know it's easy for us to say
actually, in the first couple of games, you know, you see that, you know, the other team that is with you as well gets eliminated quite fast. So it's just like EU generally, like, it's not their fault because they basically are better than other teams in EU, but generally the teams, you know, they don't have the same level as the teams in NA or, you know, on the other regions, right? So they're kind of here, right? The best in Europe, because Europe doesn't really have much to offer. And then when you go to majors, they kind of bad because they are kind of the lower, you know, like on the food chain, they are eaten the first, you know, if it makes sense.
And Lucas in doing
like
the
obviously,
so they were massive on the eliminations. The team was confident. They didn't commit any minor mistakes, if you want. But again, there's always
overall,
the,
it's not necessarily their fault, because when you in other regions, you cannot just go and play NA all day because the ping's gonna be shit. Okay, like you're gonna have like 30, they're gonna have 90, they're gonna have 30, you're gonna have 90. They're, you know, it's very difficult. You can't really see like okay, I won against like, I don't know, Seminole, whatever team is in NA, you know, but like maybe their ping was bad, you know, so you cannot really like. And right now, after champs, a lot of teams actually disbanded. So I don't know against who teams were playing in the past couple of weeks. If they were playing, actually, there was no Mobile Mayhem, so it was kind of dead in EU, you know.
With the way they performed for the home crowd there in map number 1. Let's start kind of hyping up map number 2 though, right here, Lanex. We've got a Slum Search and Destroy up next. This is a map
it's
like
different BRs.
And I think it's going to be interesting, right? Because so much of this map, specifically in the defense, comes down to can you break out of that
quite
kind
different.
Of offensive trap?
It's very different, you know. Like I don't think you can compare
And there's always a lot of pressure from the snipers on the defense, right? And you've got now Lucasin coming in, who has played that sniper role in the past, is primarily a sniper player in Search and Destroy. Previously, we had Pabzero and Henricat doing that.
As MP is complex in their way, BR is complex too. But I feel like BR is a little bit easier than MP, but a little bit.
I would say that Gallery likes to play on the defensive side, mostly on Search and Destroy mode. They are very comfortable to give to the opponent the responsibility for taking action. So Kings are gonna have to be extra, not only cautious but also aggressive, and they're gonna have to impose their own pacing into the map.
Make already a tournament in Europe to go and watch it there. Oh my god!
And just wait for the foes comfortably, because they have the quality when it comes to trading for that. And of course, as you said, we're talking about Lucasin as a sniper. We're talking also about Pabzero, Hand, and also Mihawk. Back in the day, he was such a great AWP player. Let's see how all of those factors are gonna play out, because usually Galleries, they build a lot of points on their defensive side, and then they manage to break the mindset of the opponent right after that. So I'm assuming Kings are gonna have to be not only creative, cautious, but I would say strong mentally to face Lucasin on one of his best maps on Search and Destroy.
Yeah, and what's funny as well, because I had that conversation about the snipers. You've got Lucasin now joining the roster for Galaris, but also we mentioned it in the pre-show there. Kings Clan, they've got Marvel and Neil now on the same team. You've got a lot of sniper power on this roster, right? So I think that kind of sniper conversation here going in towards this map is going to be really interesting, right?
I'm getting hungry.
Against Galaris, right? I mean, in the conversation for the longest time in terms of
what is the my god,
the sniper power that they've got on side. Is that a massive positive for them now?
Yeah, like to be honest,
on paper, right?
They are using the pillows.
They work with the
like,
same.
You would see them even in champs with pillows.
Layout. Let's put it this way. Both sides liking a lot to combine, of course, 1-2 snipers with a lot of assault rifle players, and also with a special R9 player here or there in the case of both teams. So they usually bring up the same kind of damage setup.
From this team, Lucasin is quite famous because I think he's streaming as well.
Of course, inside of a Search and Destroy map, such as Slums. As you said, it's a very much defensive map, meaning that the defensive sides usually they're more comfortable to.
Okay, I thought we're gonna start. Oh god, it's gonna be such a long day.
Reorganize their lines again in their efforts. So all of that, all those factors are gonna play as a challenge to both teams. And Galleries, they know that as much as Kings.
Well, Pluto is not considered as
extra aggressive because you're playing against the best Brazilian and Latin team in their own.
So they're the best.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is
Brazilian and
Latin team. Regardless for these teams, again, a reminder that map number 1 was a big one for Kings Clan to lose. We talk about the strength of the better map set here for Galaris, how good that they looked.
Oh my god, what's happening with Kings Clan?
Getting the Slum Search and Destroy, arguably their strongest Search and Destroy map going into map number 2, getting a crossroads strike control, which is an interesting kind of conversation, right? In terms of European and North American teams apparently just really like crossroads strike control, and getting those maps next.
I don't understand that.
That is really peculiar. So yeah, we'll see kind of what's going on here as we get into the next couple of maps. Currently, I sound kind of bad. I don't know, like a robot or something, Lennox.
Yes, we're gonna see all that playing out, man. As you said, and we know that Kings they have worked on their psychological side as well. We've seen Marvel talking on socials, especially on ESL profiles, stating that their greatest strength is going to be their mindset, their willingness, to never step down, to never give up. And they were mostly anxious to face Q9. Let's see if that's going to ever happen from now on. But again, Kings are also ready for longer matches, for long series. So let's see.
I love you guys. No, it's too much saying I love you. I don't like. I don't love any EU team, right? I don't love any teams anymore in COD Mobile. I sympathize Kings, but there's no way.
Having the numbers on their side, there was just massive losing just
they're gonna get against Q9 or other teams. They are that ending
that's a
here.
big round for Galaris to take ultimately, right? You talk about how defensively this map actually is, and to win an offense.
Do you think we are gonna have a
to do exactly that?
Luminosity
really particular
game? It was Luminosity, right?
We'll see whether
7-0.
Kings Clan can respond in kind. That's a nice start coming out from them as Grizz and Ray going to draw double first blood, and I love the aggression coming out from Grizz as well. He is going straight for these kills. Lucasin gets cut short. Meekork will trade on out, but the numbers here definitively in favor of Kings Clan very quickly. It all falls apart. Pabzera 1 versus 3. And this is very difficult because I don't think Kings Clan are going to give him anything for free.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Problem, right? 3 opponents in this clutch situation, and Kings reorganizing themselves and creating a very smart line from B to A to try to reduce the space the galleries had to work with. And Pabzera is very, very strong on this kind of play. He's gonna try to, of course, manage the cover and try going for the scope against players from Kings. And Pabzera, especially with Tundra, very deadly. I don't know. Let's see how he's gonna manage also to use the weapon itself, using the core area of the map and try to come for the right flank, using, of course, the grenades here, trying to cause that preliminary damage that allows you to not have to face your opponent always. But there he comes, coming to the middle of the map. Tundra again on his hands, trying to use the best he can, the time as well, because clock is ticking, Brody.
There you go. Inferno's going to take him down. So nicely done from Kings Clan. And yeah, that's much more standard. What we kind of expect when it comes down to these defenses, you expect teams to be drawing those first bloods, and Galaris here to be stuck behind that kind of half wall that you see towards the offensive side. Those first bloods are everything here on the defense. Let's see whether or not the same thing can happen once again. You're seeing aggression coming out here. Henry Catton towards the middle of the map needs to draw that first blood. He does exactly that. Grizz goes down. There goes Saze as well. And Galaris coming out the aggression, but Raiden Marvel, they answer back.
My chair.
Marvel, double kill, yeah. Fantastic work by him trying to see what else is going to happen. And Inferno coming for this battle here in the corner of the map. 3v2. We see Inferno trying to,
of course,
do this gap closing against Gallery's players. But Lucas comes and steps up. We're going to have to see how that's going to be played out. 2v2 for a very interesting round number 3 after the equalizer. So both sides very, very spot on from this moment on, and the C4 is right at the core, so it's gonna be hard for Galleries to get
it was a C4. What
level by Marvel is very, very there.
Nah, C4 is like what?
Is also close to him, so I would say things
looking
very much different from the beginning of the map over here, Brody.
Galaris have done basically a full
sorry
180 of the map at the moment. Just laying in wait in the middle of the map.
Don't say that in my chat, please, because they're gonna kill me.
I think the players might have just run straight past him. A little bit of COD timing on Marvel. Maybe hasn't seen them exit through Garage, and that's not going to work in his favor whatsoever. But he is actually going to get over towards A. Spidey senses tingling. Unfortunately, again, the COD timing not in his favor, and Pabzera will win that 1 versus 1 with the snipes.
Man, what beautiful. What a close elimination by him. He was right there, and again, using the Tundra, as I said before,
I don't
very
know.
Talented on this kind
Let me
of
put my chair down. If I fall asleep around 10, it's my bedtime.
And somehow the regain is already
just
happening.
call me or
they have
do something.
Reorganized their lines, and they're gonna move
close the stream, you know.
This is gonna be a very heavy hit
you know what I'm
on the Brazilian
about?
side for a 4
about
versus 4 again. So very balanced round when it comes to the lives. 4K bringing this down to the ground, and
I looked again.
The closest player to get over there when it comes to looking at the objective. Mihawk is behind the cover. Many battle situations happening, and Kings also killing, also delivering the bullets in a very interesting way. They're not offering their, let's say, most
nice.
not focused.
I don't know what was
about
trying
to fix some situations, Brody, as we see the 2v2 on rounds now.
Yeah, I think just in that round there, Galaris, they managed to get the bomb down on towards A, and they kind of pushed back through Blue, intended to keep an eye on it from there. But as Kings Clan do get a couple of kills, they get the numbers, they feel confident enough to jump on the defuse, and well, it works out in their favor. So 2-2 now. Galaris once again looking to draw first blood by playing aggressive. That's how they've won their rounds in the past, and it happens once again here. A 2-for-1 trade off the start, now make it 3-for-1. It's just down to the snipers left alive for Kings.
Oh yeah, Galaris already hopping into B and showing who's the boss in this region of Slums. Inferno coming for this battle. He's gonna try, but Pabzera delivered him right on his face. This very, very precious bullet. And Kings now totally low on numbers. Just Marvel against 3 players. He's gonna have to be extra smart.
Well, at least
also
King's
to
gonna have a chance to
understand what is gonna
play
be the play
every
by
year
the
at least
Brazilians,
one
how they're
team.
gonna do this one. And he carry already playing on the B, and we see Lucas
That was so mean.
eliminating Marvel
I'm sorry.
for another
Guys, don't hate
wrap-up
me.
of a round.
Well, you know
So
what?
Gallery's
You guys can
22,
hate me.
looking
You can
fantastic,
hate
looking
me.
strong, but Kings
Be
are
my
also
guest. You
offering
hate
a
me.
nice
I don't
challenge.
care.
They are
I don't even
doing
open
what they
anything.
should do, Brody,
Yeah.
and
Hi,
always
Wayne.
stepping close
Hi,
to the Brazilians.
Wayne.
Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm not happy with Kings at the moment. You know, you're losing 3 offensive rounds or 3 defensive rounds away to Galaris. That should not be happening on a map such as Slum Search and Destroy. Seeing over aggression coming out from Grizz there. The R9 battle going to be won out by 4K. He was actually going to pop a second as well, and that's just egregious coming out from Ray. Inferno will fall too. And now Kings Clan left to the last couple of players. And again, it feels like so many of these open engagements are going Galaris' away. They are simply outclassing them at the moment. Lucasin going to cap off that round. And my oh my, as we switch sides here, Galaris 4 offensive rounds there on Slum Search and Destroy. That's insane.
That's insane. And it shows how much Galaris understood their mission. They needed to be ahead. They needed to have better numbers when it comes to rounds
I don't use
against Kings
Strobo.
on the first
You
half,
got haters,
which was
obviously.
a very, very, I would say, mobile beginning of slums. A lot of
Yo,
movements,
Urge, I
and
was just
now
saying that.
Kings, of course, setting up a
In
line
this
and trying to be
way,
patient,
you
but
has
Valky
the
doesn't
chance
let
to
that
play
happen.
every year
He comes
one
for
team.
Greece. He's gonna try to double it up.
In
Taken
LAN.
down by Raid. We have already Mihal coming to the middle. Nice battles over here to see how this
Trouble
round
is
is gonna
dying,
end
guys.
up.
What are you
And stays with
expecting?
the DRH trying to also get
They are
close.
trying to get
Kings trying to make a
as much
decision.
profit as
I
they
would say
can.
they're more leaning towards the B.
Kings is weak.
But again, they're gonna face a very nice challenge.
Yeah,
because
that's what
we're
I
gonna
was
see
talking
2
earlier.
players
Like,
from
you
Galaris
cannot really
already there.
expect them
And
to
Lucas
rock
takes
when they don't really have
Inferno down
with
right now
who to
for
play
a
against, you know?
For a 3v2,
Like,
excuse me.
I don't know how
Brody,
Exclusive
and
is
a
doing.
very interesting moment
I don't
where
know
Kings
how
lead the
Omni
round.
is, so...
Yeah, this is now awkward for Kings. I think, you know, it's just one of those situations where this is why offense on Slum Search and Destroy is so tough. You rely on the fact that Galaris are going to peek you, and I don't know if they're going to do that. And Marvel, through the smallest of gaps, is hoping to take Lucasin down. I don't know if Lucasin's going to give him anything for free here. Stun check going out from Marvel, or Nate, actually, excuse me. It's not actually going to be enough for a frag. And these guys are kind of forced into this awkward situation with 40 seconds on the clock to try and take individual one-on-ones. And Henry Cat, again, going to win that one versus Marvel. Says now no choice but to force send it through the middle of the map. Does actually manage to make it through Graveyard, but might as well go back there, bud, because you're dead.
This is over, 3-0.
Yes,
I
Lucas again,
said that
whopping the
Kings
round,
will
being
not
the
make
man
more
to
than
bring the
100
kills.
points.
Fantastic work. Fantastic job by Galaris to not offer space, not offer any
Yeah, I
margin
don't
of
know.
comfort
I don't know
for
if it's
Kings.
gonna remain
Brody, as
anything
we
of
see that
EU, to be
they are
honest.
not managing to impose spacing. They're not deciding. They're not pushing to the bomb sites fastly enough against the Brazilians. Let's see how that's gonna keep playing out. Again, 5 versus 2 rounds, and Galaris looking very, very sound and solid to potentially drop the map. Only 2 rounds away for that to happen, and Riot is already in the core of the map. He was taken down. We see 3v3, Mihal coming up, Pop0 helping him, Marvel again alone, and Mihal brings a pair of kills to show who's the big dog, and put Galaris in the match point.
I think Kings is the bottom.
Yeah, this is how defense should be played right here.
In this
Kings Clan, no chance to get through the middle of the map because Galaris are there watching with those snipers that we were talking about before we got into the map. Oh boy.
Oh my god, so many
shit. Galaris, one more round. They take this search and destroy.
You're
You're already starting to see them flying through the middle of the map here, flying towards blue over the wall.
Bro.
Going to pick up 1 kill towards blue side. Immediately traded by Marvel there. He was able to catch Mihawk off guard. So 4 versus 4 we go.
Yeah.
But Kings Clan have made no movements towards the middle of the map. And if Lucasin picks up Raid as well, things could go from bad to
I
worse.
love Lucasin and Odin, to be honest.
That's it. Let's see how Kings are going to manage this advantage now, working with 4 men versus 2. That's going to be their chance. They cannot make mistakes
look at
anymore. But
that.
Valky double his speed up with the R9. And Lucas also shuts Marvel down for a 2-1 now. Right, it's going to be the last hope on the European side. He's going to have to make this one. He's going to have to bring
finally
the
Raid
Lucas.
here.
Nice shot. Nice connection. And now it's about keeping the body protected. But there it is. Galaris brings this one to the house again. 7-2. And then the Europeans now are finally understanding how heavy it is, how hard it is to face Galaris back home.
It's so difficult, isn't it?
Maybe in the chance King's gonna have a chance to play against Q9.
Oh boy, how about that? Really struggling in the search and destroy.
I said they're gonna do
kind of
7-0.
almost knew
I
that
was kind of
going
mean
to happen
there,
because
but
of the fact
you know,
that obviously
realistic,
Slum
I
Search and
guess.
Destroy It's one of the strongest, if not the strongest, search and destroy maps that we see from Galaris as a roster, and that's pre-Lucasid as well. That's pre-adding another strong sniper player to the lineup. So, yeah, I think, again, just playing it so well. I think, honestly, if you go into a switching side off the back of a defense and you've given away 4 offensive rounds to the opposition, you already know you're going to have an uphill battle when you yourselves are going to go towards the offense, and that is almost exactly what happened.
Which team wasn't able to come because of visas?
You just nailed it, Brody. We have seen Galaris winning a lot of rounds, and Kings suddenly, they just could not win the map anymore. At some point, it was not just possible, physically speaking, anymore. And look, as he managed somehow to bring these 12-3 eliminations, fantastic KDA. What a player, right? I mean, Galaris, anyways, would have, on my opinion, won this one against Kings without Lucas in, because they've shown a lot. It's not only about Lucas in, but it's about what other resources this squad showcased to us, and they have done this massively on both halves of the map. I would say even that Galaris, they never offered a real chance for Kings, and Kings on their side, they never managed to dominate the scoreboard, Brody. The most
to work so much to get your visa,
like 1-1
to play so much this game every day,
they were always ahead. They were always,
I don't know, spend money on the flight tickets. Now I don't know how is it if like the accommodation is provided by COD or not, whatever. To do so much stuff to come to play for like
the combination of
30 minutes.
Objective control and elimination.
I know. I don't want to be mean. I just like, I don't know.
Kings over here.
And you can see in the replay some of these early offensive rounds that Galaris managed to steal away, and very often it does just come down to who can win those first bloods out. Can you get aggressive, and can you get towards the middle of the map before Kings put you back in your offensive
Why with the
again,
hosted
they did it 4 times over, where Galaris was able to win those first bloods, and the response from Kings is just not good enough. And honestly,
but I'm just saying in general, you know, like
that, Kings managed to steal away from the start.
Who do you think is gonna be the second worst team?
Actually, did feel like rounds where maybe Galaris should have won anyway. I look
where
back
is Ilulumis and where is
bomb down over towards A.
Zerus.
They retreat back through blue and effectively give up the bomb site away to Kings. That could have been a much worse map than it ended up being for Kings, but regardless, it does go more or less.
Oh, I forgot to tell yours. I'm going in Germany.
Come out on top in an indomitable slum search and destroy, following an indomitable Summit hardpoint as well. So, if you're a Galaris fan and if you expected them to do this well, hey, it's going pretty much as you expected. But if you're a Kings fan, you've got to be pretty down in the dumps at the moment, mate, because Kings are not having a good go of it whatsoever.
Yes, and also on the top of everything you just said, on an individual level, man, we can very well say like the stability, how regular and consistent the players were.
I think next month, I hope next month,
but also Focky being decisive on hardpoint and also on search and destroy mode. So these guys are not joking, and they're gonna move into a crossroads strike control, which is also a very hard and tough combination to face Galaris, because they have done such a great job during the challenge season back in the day, in the beginning of the year. So yeah, we may be again very well looking at a 3 new when it comes to maps again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
debut,
to
which has not been the ideal for the Europeans.
I still need to do my interview for work, but yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I think as we get in a crossroads strike control,
I was just saying, I don't care if you're gonna hate me.
Like, look, Europe and North America did not like this map. I'm pretty sure, like, we wanted the stats, and I really should have done it. Maybe this should have been the prep that I did for this entire tournament, right, mate? Is I should have got the stats for the amount of range control that we saw during the Snapdragon Pro Series, during the Challenge season and Challenge finals, because I got a feeling it was probably like 90% of our control maps. So I think it's going to be funny to see these guys now forced into a crossroads strike control, where you're now going up against a team that's not only seasoned at crossroads strikes, not only played it, I think it was 7 times during regular season and during challenge finals, but won 6 of those maps. I think it's going to be a tough uphill battle for them. I'm really excited to see what makes Galaris tick here on crossroads.
Yeah, this time I'm already getting tired.
Yeah.
Getting tired.
When we talk about it, it's gonna be very surprising to see how Galaris are gonna joke, I would say, play with the mindset of Kings in this case, Brody, because I mean it's on their hands to win this one.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, look, mate, we've got Crossroads Strike Control. That's coming up next here. Galaris 2-0 up versus Kings. Can Europe reverse sweep this series and make a mark in Brazil? Find out after the break.
What do you mean break? Bro, I waited 1 hour and 20 minutes for the game to finish in like 5 minutes, right? And then we waited again, and then we had another game that finished like 10 minutes, and now we are waiting for a break. Oh god. We are 2 hours deep in the game in this. Maybe they thought, oh, you know, King's gonna lose. I'm sorry, it's just like I'm getting tired of waiting. I hate waiting. I made I'm back, hi back. I'm sleepy, I'm getting sleepy. I'm actually hungry now. When is the break? I'm gonna get something to eat.
Welcome back here, folks, to the Snapdragon Pro Series Mobile Masters. We're in Brazil. Well, we're not in Brazil. The teams are in Brazil. And we get to see some of those teams go head-to-head at the moment as Kings Clan currently 2-0 down to Galeris. Look, mate, we set this series up as the best of Europe going head-to-head with the best of Latin America. And I think so far, I don't want to say it as a European, but Latin America is kind of winning that.
Yeah, looking very, very strong, right? And I would say the chances of Kings diminishing a lot over the series. They're gonna have to win this map. They're gonna have to find a way to rebuild this gameplay, which has been suffering since the last two maps. But I would say on an individual basis, we have not been able yet to see the potential of these players. As I've said before, the fans are looking at stars like Marvel, like even Greece and other guys. They have played so far so well to this point. So it's time to really step up and show that they can do a little bit more. And now, as we could have analyzed before the break, Galleries likes to offer a very, very tough first round when it comes to crossroads control. And then using the advantages, using the operators, they're going to totally go for a respawn or for a spawn trap, as we say, following up with the map. So, I mean, Kings needs to make the points to begin with. Otherwise, this is going to be just another 3-0, but now in rounds for Galleries.
Yeah, and I think for me, the key differentiating factor between what this map needs to be and what, for example, map number 1 was, right? Like the other respawn in this series that we've seen so far. We need to start seeing some slaying out of Kings, to be honest with you. You can't have 3 of your key players. You can't have basically your entirety of your SMG lineup double negative in a game. That can't happen. And with how good these guys are, with how good we know Kings can be, right? I think, you know, we're sitting here and we're seeing it kind of, I guess, in this capsule of Kings Clan versus Galeris, or Galoris, excuse me, one of the best teams in the world. It makes Kings look bad, but I watched an entire season of European Snapdragon Pro Series where Kings were coming out and they were just destroying a lot of the competition. They look so good.
Shark?
And I think it's that kind of, again,
It's always
formula that
nice
we want
to
to
see
see
you
from Kings,
once
that kind of
in a
performance
while.
that we want to see from Kings in this
kind
series.
of
It doesn't feel like that same kind of venom, that same kind of confidence is currently there with this roster. I wouldn't be surprised at the moment, Lennox, if they're rattled somewhat by the first couple of maps.
I'm tired.
Yeah,
I woke up
I don't know,
at
what
6:30. I
keep
worked
thinking
all
actually
day.
about it when it comes to this
I
point
did
of
my
the series
makeup,
is
then my
that
hair,
Kings,
obviously.
they have not been
And they
very
came
lucky
here
also on the map
to
pool
stream
or on
this,
the
and
draft
I
side of
waited 1
things.
hour 20
And
minutes
lately, as we
to
know,
see the
for
first
challenge
game that
season,
was
they have
like
been
the
struggling,
first
at
hard
best,
point,
picking
right?
the best maps for
Thank you
them
for
and
the
also the worst
for
ones for the
water,
pros.
Rosie.
And it seems pretty much
It's so
the case
sweet.
here that, again, this is happening.
And
They have not so
I was like
far
so
showed up
confident.
when it comes to
You know,
being
so
strong on the
confident.
map and
We're
showing
gonna
that,
see
okay, this
Kings
is our map now.
destroying,
Let's
and then I
just
saw they were
create some
playing
level
against
of
Lucas, and I was like,
uncomfort
yeah.
to the Brazilians. So Galleries is looking very
Yeah,
comfortable.
but you know
And
what?
they
I
are
can
at
say
their
anything
peak.
about you
The
right
players
now
were, of course,
because
nervous before,
even
but that's
if
that's
they're
for
gonna
all of
hate
them.
me,
That's
even
not
if
just for
not,
the Brazilians
I don't
in
care.
here. So now let's see
Yeah,
how they're gonna bring
it's
all this
disappointing.
inside of Crossroads Strike, which again, as you said, is not a pretty much
And then I was like,
frequently played
you know, they're not gonna get
map or
more than
combination
100 points.
out
They
of
did
Latin,
not get
but in
more than
Latin
100
has
points.
been dominant when we look to the control mode.
I don't
If it
know.
was
As I'm not
raid
streaming,
control,
it's
then
not
things could
disappointing.
go totally sideways
It
eventually
is.
for Galleries.
Well,
Thinking
I
about
know,
how
but
strong an A and
look,
European teams
still,
are
you
usually
know,
in this
it's just
combination,
like.
buddy.
Yeah, you know, I imagine I would have liked to have seen the picks and bans for these teams because I would have.
You know,
found
I
it
was a
somewhat
little bit
funny if
hyped. I was
Galleries
like, oh my
did do
god,
their
yes, I
homework and
finally
they
see.
did
I didn't
ban
cast
rage
it anything
control,
in the past couple of
in
months. I
preparation
was
for
off COD
what
Mobile. I
King's
don't really
plan
play
would
it
look
anymore.
like on that roster. Of course,
I
it
don't
is
even
important to
open
note that pretty
Twitter,
much all,
you know, so I
European
didn't
and
know
North American teams
what's
are great at
like
raid
you.
control, and I don't
Right
think Kings
now,
lost a single
I
raid control throughout the entirety of season
I
4.
even
So,
said at the beginning
yeah,
that, oh, where
I
is
think
Spy?
it is good for them to get Crossroads Strike control in this series. I'm excited to see
I
what
forgot
Galleries
Spy
look like
was
moving
not there.
forward in towards this one because at the moment, I think
So
just
yeah,
looking on paper, this looks
that's
like
how
it
much I
should
know
be
about
a
EU
3-0
Comp.
gear for Galleries.
Hi,
And I
Vera.
think, given what we predicted, Lanix, we both said 3-0, right? So it just means that we're
And I
confident
totally
predicting, we know
forgot
what we're doing.
this today.
Well, yeah,
If
we know
like
the stats. We know
one of
how
the
things can
staff
go
member would
eventually
have
since we have been
DM
covering
me
these games
yesterday,
and these players
I
for
would
a
be like,
long time. So when
I
we
don't know, is
actually
this
look
week?
in an overall way
Thank
to
God I was
the
home.
map pool, I would say, or to the modes pool, if you want, Brody,
But
we
yeah,
can say that both sides they begin very strongly on the hardpoint modes, then moving into search and destroy. We get to the
I want to
control
see the
modes where
crossroads,
usually control mode is not that
please, to
much
get
played,
over
so we
this
have
pain.
less numbers. I would say we have a smaller amount of performances
I'm sorry, guys.
on
I just don't have
everybody on
patience
control
anymore.
mode usually.
I don't have patience
But
to watch
again,
a movie
I mean, whenever
anymore.
they had to play,
How
they
about
stepped
2
up,
hours
and
of COD
I
Mobile?
would say that
Holy
Galleries are gonna
moly.
have to prove our points here, or whatever I said before. Like they're gonna have to show that they are the big dogs, not only on a statistical level but also on the gameplay level when it comes to control inside of Crossroads Strike. And speaking specifically about some minor decisions
Thank
they
you for the
may do
cookies.
actually from
Thank
now
you.
on in this
Just gonna
next
put my
combination of
glasses
map
on.
mode, I would say, Brody,
Try to
they're
not
gonna
fall
have to
asleep.
be extra careful and cautious, of course, with sparrows, with whatever Kings can bring.
But I
And
fall
they
asleep because
can
at
bring
10 p.m. it's
an
my
open
bedtime.
and
Just
nice,
someone
very
call me, please.
wide,
Thank you
clear
for the
wave power
15
because
cookies.
that's how Kings are gonna try to
I will
explore this
get some
map. Maybe
energy.
using the
No.
open areas versus Galleries, because Galleries they're gonna want to go for the single target positionings, and especially inside of the houses with Lucazine being very strong on this one. I mean, I
I
have
feel
to
like
face that
if we would
he
have
already
started at
managed
the
to obtain
correct
like 8,
time,
9
without
kills
delays,
as a
without
straight
like
on the
20
challenge
minutes
season
breaks or
against Latin
whatever,
teams. So
we
this
would be
guy,
at like
he
the
knows,
second
he
set
knows
of game.
precisely what he has to do
I'm
on
pretty sure.
a personal level inside of
This is
closed
gonna be
areas.
so
So the
long.
houses may be
I
dominated by the
forgot that it's
Hulk
gonna take
or
so
Lucazine.
long.
That's gonna be
I was
eventually
thinking in
a
my mind,
key
oh, it's gonna take
way
like
of playing
3
for
hours,
Galleries.
whatever. No.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, when we look towards King's Plan, right, it is important to note that they were pretty successful in this mode. It was their best one during Season 4 over in Europe. I think they had a pretty successful win rate. I think it's...
Sorry.
I've got the
Thank you
numbers
for
here,
the
so I
first
don't
year
think
always.
I know. I've got the numbers here.
I'm sorry,
It was an
it's just like
83.33
because
win
I work
rate,
from
on
home,
control
I
in
don't
Europe.
really
That
have
was
that
the
much
number one
contact with
across the
people,
board
so I
in
talk a lot now.
European Snapdragon Pro Series. So they're pretty good at control. So if they have a chance in this series,
Finally!
it's probably going to be here. But again, I kind kind of do throw
God.
a side eye somewhat at the matches.
Finally.
Are they going to be any good on
that big
Crossroads
map.
Strike, given how little we've seen from them on it.
I'm gonna
Well, we're
move
about to
my
find out the
camera
answer
in a
here.
bit.
Lanex are about to get in what could be the final map in this series. Galaris currently
Oh, it's gonna be
2-0
the
up.
final
Can
map
they have
anyways.
just a good go of things here on Crossroads Strike?
Oh yeah, we're gonna see all that being played out by both sides as Galaris already steps into B, trying to bring a heavy stack to this region. We see Mihawk being the only one kind of isolated from the rest of the team.
How you say
But
thank
again,
you
the
in
house control
Croatia?
is paramount to Galaris, and that's precisely why we get to see 2-3 players on the core portion of the map. As the kill feed's looking more Brazilian right now, Greece tries to
Oh, I like
rebalance
that. Kill feed looks
Kings are
more
gonna have to
Brazilian. I
respond
like
on
that.
B. They're gonna have to come here and try to push
No, to look
the
at me,
Brazilians
don't look
away
at the
from
map.
this region, and they managed
Voila,
somehow to do
voila,
that. But again,
voila.
Galaris is very close to converting this B already.
Yep,
That's already
we
been a brilliant
forget.
start from Galaris. So we'll say here, while they are about to capture B, I don't think anybody from King's Clan can do anything about this. It is important to note that King's Clan, technically speaking, haven't given away anything over towards A just yet. As I say that, though, it's time to Fokke to get on towards the point. He has lost his teammates around him. So relying now on the coverage from Pabzera and what he can produce with the R9, that's not going to happen here. Raid's going to find him. A couple of kills now starting to come through from Galaris here. So maybe they're going to be able to get out this spawn trap, but now King's an opportunity to put that said spawn trap together.
Oh yeah, Kings totally reversed this one with a lot of quality and I would say ability. Surprisingly, perhaps to Brazilian fans, but they somehow, overcame coming from the backline to a more of a mid-map positioning, dominating the Brazilians and showing that the round's not over until it's really over. They got the numbers. Now things are looking more equalized as we have Greece trying to eliminate Fokke. He managed to do that. Inferno coming as well. Kills again, favoring Kings to this point, as we see that the Brazilians are trying to maybe create some havoc on the backline of Kings. I don't know if that's going to be even possible, but we have also the clock ticking against both sides. 5v5, very, very interesting moment of the round. And again, all the level of cautions they can bring is not going to be enough because we are talking about an international match.
There's no game sound.
Yeah, indeed we are now coming down to a 2 versus 2 here in this first round of play.
You
now
hear
just
the
down
game.
to Inferno for Kings. You don't really want to lose this defensive round. Pabzera and Fokke have a couple of options here. Do they want to hunt that player down or do they want to go straight for the point? Inferno is playing as if he's going to be hunted down. Now is he ready for this double chow coming on?
Someone said Kings will be back. Where, guys? Where will be back? Where?
As the first round goes the way of Galaris.
Guys, I'm gonna just put sound effect like pew, pew,
but then
pew,
for
pew.
a second, because no more than that, it's Fokke we're talking about on the other side, and he managed.
So
to
we waited
bring
20
this one
minutes
to his team.
to not have a game sound.
Galaris,
Oh my god!
dominating
Amazing,
the
well
second
done,
round,
guys.
and
I'm
that's gonna
very
be
happy.
Very, very good for them. Since they're gonna play on the defensive level now, Pabzera already breaking again against Inferno. We see the level of lives, I would say overall, Brody, very, very similar.
Finally, it's game sound. Finally,
both teams are operating on the same basis.
I'm
But
cold.
again, Galaris, they somehow got back on track. They were almost.
This is
defeated
why
on
I would
round
never
number one,
be
but they managed
invited
bring
to
this one
cast
based
because
on
I talk a
killing
lot of
elimination,
shit.
based on their ability to face opponents. And we seen Lucasine manage to build up, piling up some corpuses over the map. Fantastic kill feed control by the Brazilians. Totally coming and escalating over here to a massive lives amount.
Oh no, and this is the problem again when you have this early advantage that Galaris did, the start in which they did. They've already got some of their operators ready to go, and Fokke is causing so many problems in the spawn at the moment. He's watching them spawning, and he is taking every single player down. Finally, he himself will end up falling, but the damage you have to feel is done here in this round. We're in a 6 versus 18. If you're talking this from King's Clan's perspective, I don't know if there's any way back into this round. Generally speaking, as a caster, you always want to be in a position where you can say, hey, look, Team A can beat Team B in this situation. Yes. But honestly, mate, I don't know about if I can save this one. Raid 1v16. I tell you what, if he pulls this off, best play in COD Mobile you've ever seen.
We see Raid coming with the prize fighters to try Hans face. But yes, Brody, it was, I would say, a very interesting round to say the least. With
that's all already.
Two chapters inside of the same history. We've seen a very balanced first half of the round number 2, and then Galaris just pushed it up against Kings. They managed to, stack eliminations and then move the line ahead.
I didn't
even to do a spawn trap and put Kings on a very complicated position here for their first matches. We see 2-1, and Kings are going to be forced to do precisely what you're doing now. Like, pull out all the operators you have. Can you buy additional
Says
operators?
you
Can you
almost
land?
there,
Can you go to the
Sandra.
market and bring some more? Because we need them. And that's what Kings need to do. They bring the damage in the right moment. Let's see how that's going to last against Galleries.
All right, well, maybe a way back towards this game is starting to use some utility right off the rip here. Raid is going to land that Predator missile down on a couple of players. He's also still got one of the most powerful operators in his back pocket, and that was the equalizers. Unfortunately, that will move away from him. But the problem is that Galleries, after the first couple of rounds, the dominant fashion in which they've won them, they've also got utility ready to go. A couple of Predator missiles coming down from the heavens to re-establish map control for Galleries. And they've got players in multiple key power positions as well. Hen from afar is going to get that
it's like a
kill,
new skin.
making sure that B is being covered while Pabzera is starting to make that progress. I mean, look, it's relatively even in terms of the lives, but the map control for Galleries is daunting if you're Kings.
Yeah, it's getting complicated. Says he's trying, he's doing his best behind that box. Let's see what else can they do? Let's see, Marvel also trying with the Annihilator, but who was taken down quickly. Galleries with this already 13 v7, looking very solid to wrap this up.
He's done.
And Kings
and we only required 1 hour
at the same time. That's a very complicated
it's
position to
new.
be at. As Marvels tries to get close to Fokke, he managed to obtain the kill. Let's see what else is gonna happen. Mihawk bringing the other kill, and that's over. 3 new rounds, 3 new all maps, and the crowd goes wild over here, Brody. Since the Brazilians managed to make a fantastic first
I'm gonna go on Twitter to see what these people say.
And being very, very
just
much,
pure curiosity.
much more stronger than Kings in the very last map. Lucas in with the Brazilian
What
flag.
is Twitter? It's X, right?
This footage is gonna roll over the next week. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, for sure. That's the start that you wanted if you're a Galleries fan. Again, we didn't know what to expect necessarily from this new look team with Lucasin joining the roster. We kind of knew that Lucasin was a very strong player and that he would definitively improve the team, but you've always got kind of that thought at the back of your mind, right, that maybe this could be something that ends up not benefiting the roster, despite the fact that Lucasin is as good as he is. Maybe the lack of preparation stumps them a little bit coming into this event, but it doesn't look like that whatsoever. It looks like this roster has been together for the longest of times. And, you know, I'll not be kind about it. I think Lauren and Tun know how unkind I can be sometimes. That was a stomping. Europe got absolutely pooped on in that first match of the day, and I think they're going to know that as well. They've got another chance, of course. The way that this tournament is set up means that we are looking at GSL-style groups, so there is a lower bracket here within the group itself. But, I mean, that's not the start that you wanted whatsoever.
Yeah, okay, there is a lower bracket.
Yes.
Okay.
Fantastic numbers on both sides. Now, Kings getting better at that aspect, as we can see, right? Marvel being positive. I mean, the team played well. They tried to, of course, get out of the traps set by Galleries, but from a certain point on, that was just not anymore possible. And Galleries did whatever they had to do. Fokke stepping up, dominating the kills, Lucasin being more of a collective play, but also eliminating a lot. So we have seen such a great squad work, as you said, and Lucasin coming to this team, of course, joining the guys and not feeling the pressure. Absolutely not. Kings, I would say they're going to have the chance now to rebuild their strategies, think about whatever happened now, and they're going to have to urgently, you know, try to beat the next opponent here, Brody, because they're going to have 2 more chances.
In the break, I'm going to get something to eat because I had dinner. I had
that's just not what you expected out of Kings whatsoever, to be honest.
I had lunch around 5 p.m.
In the context of the matchup, in the context of what we knew Galleries to be when you look at
it was very light anyway, so
I think this is more or less what we expected. I think we expected a 3-0. I just don't think we expected it to be that dominant, where Kings didn't even really look like they had a chance. And here's the replay package from that control. And I'll say this much. I think the control out of the 3 maps that we saw between these two teams was the map where it felt like Kings were at their
his mic. What's happening with him?
On the defense in particular, they looked okay. They would get themselves in the right positions, and you were seeing glimpses why they were the #1 team in control in the European region. But then, you know, following through on that and actually picking up the kills and making sure you maintain that map control, it just frankly wasn't there. Galleries was outclassing them over there.
Yes, and on top of that, I would say Kings, they have upgraded their levels during the series, so they can be very well proud. I would say that 3 new on control mode does not at all reflect the efforts of Kings, and they managed to keep, I would say, Galleries behind their lines and playing safely during the first
I'm
two
so
rounds out
hungry.
of three. So they can be proud of themselves and they can use that as a point of coming back to the next games potentially, Brody.
For sure. Well, we got Lauren here. You can see her face. She's here. She's going to talk about COD. She's going
Hey,
to talk
Lauren.
about the match, I assume.
She's muted. Okay, thank you for staying here with me. I appreciate it. She's muted. Take care. Yes, she's muted. Oh. Wow. Yes, guys. So I just want to to see when they're gonna decide to do that. Hi, Gonzalo, and then I'm
Some
gonna go.
interviews that they've got going on in Brazil, see what other types of opportunities we have to catch up with some of our players as well. I mean, I wanted to ask you specifically, Lanex, because it was a really, really good performance for Galleris. So I feel like you have to be
Okay, I'm
really
gonna go
stoked that
get
this is
something
how we're starting the day off.
Yes, as an analyst, I would say, Lauren, it was a very, very nice match to analyze. I think the Brazilian fans are going to be very happy with Galleries right now. The European fans are trying to understand whatever happened. As you said, it was such a massive free ride by Galleries. I think the Galleries just showed the whole world what you're capable of. Again, on the collective side of things, also individually, they were just shining. We could see a lot of solutions and I would say nice dual works, trio works as well during the series. But we're going to be able to see more of that during the whole event because, to be honest, the series didn't last as much as galleries could have, I don't know, tanked. They are able to play in a very nice level for longer, as much as Kings are. So this first match, I think, was much of an emotional settler to begin with, and now we're gonna have to see how those teams are gonna keep working on because again, the event is far from being over.
Oh, absolutely. Still lots of time for our teams to set themselves up to potentially be, or to absolutely, at the end of it all, one team will be the best in the entire world when it comes to our Call of Duty mobile competition here in the Snapdragon Pro Series. Like Lennox just said, we're just getting started, though. If you're just joining the stream for the first time, our first match of the day here on this stream has wrapped up. It was Galleris in a clean 3-0 victory, toppling Kings, who still have one more opportunity to try and keep themselves alive in the competition. If we have any updates from the B stream as well for those matches, we'll make sure to get those over to you guys as soon as we know how those are turning out. So don't worry about that. If you're trying to keep up here on the English broadcast with what those squads got going on, we'll have all that information here in just a short while. And then we also have some more matches to be looking forward to because we've got some coming around the corner. But I was wondering if we'd get an MVP, and we have one, Brody.
What a shocker. What a shock. Honestly, personally, I was surprised when Lucasin showed up. Look, mate, Lucasin is one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world. And I think this right here, that performance in the matchup showed exactly why. You put him in a roster like Galleris, and he is going to supercharge that roster. He did exactly that. He has a look over towards his KD for the entire series. I don't think this is entire KD. Surely not. Since he got 23 and 10. I think that might just be the control, perhaps, given how short it was. But yeah, Lucasin, he was so good. And I think it's just the way in which he just basically flies around the map as an AR player, by the way, just flies around the map and kills absolutely everything he sees. He's a threat. He is a problem for a lot of teams, and he's going to be a problem for a lot more teams as we go further and further through the tournament.
All right, well, fantastic choice here for the MVP. He's got to be happy with that, at least to kick off not only the tournament with a team win, but now also getting a nice little series or even round MVP to add on to that. So fantastic start on behalf of Gallerus. But now we can potentially start looking towards the future, maybe. I mean, we said that we've got some good matches coming up around the corner. We also saw that schedule at the beginning of the day. If I'm not mistaken, we've got Seminole versus Amigos for match number 2. So don't deep dive it too much, but potential thoughts on that one, Brody?
This is going to be so awkward for me. I think when we look over towards what the match actually is and, you know, the teams on side, because I think we've got two very different rosters in very different positions going head to head. First of all, you've got a Seminole roster that I think coming into this tournament, had they been at full force, I would potentially be arguing, hey, look, Seminole, given the fact that Wolves aren't playing in this tournament, given the fact that Godlike aren't participating as well, I would have said I think Seminole would have won the entire thing. But no Tectonic on side, it makes them, I don't want to say weak, but vulnerable to a number of other teams. And Amigos are also a very good team. We've talked a lot about Gallerus and how good of a roster they are. Well, how about a team that took game number 7 in the grand finals of the Latin America region? So I think Amigos, they are going to give them a real tough time. And I think for me, the question is, have Seminole prepped enough with cartels inside in place of Tectonic that they may actually beat?
Are there any weaknesses potentially on the side of Amigos lane X that you could foresee Seminole possibly exploiting?
Yes, I think Amigos, they have struggled mostly to begin the series on the hardpoint mode. That's going to be eventually their weaker moment during the whole game. Because when it comes to search and destroy, especially in slums, but in other maps as well, also in control mode, they excel. So I would say Seminole are going to have to use that to their side, as Brody said, without Tectonic, but with cartels. Is Cartel going to be able to perform to the same level with this new team as Lucasine just did with Gallerus, for example? So those lines, they begin to be comparable from now on, from side to side.
How are you?
So yes, we're going to have to see what's going to happen. But again, as we just did from the first game, Laura, I would say Galleries are looking as the top dog here. They were looking as the top dog against Kings.
Did we had a break? Please tell me we had a break.
I'm going to be looking at the same, against Amigos, because they come as a very undefeated team from NA. I would trust more my coins on them if I had to bet, if it was possible to bet on CODM. I would say they would be ahead on expectations compared to Amigos.
All right, I like it. I like it. We'll deep dive these teams and individuals a little bit more. But before we get into match number 2, it's time for a short break. So don't go anywhere. You're watching the Snapdragon Pro Series.
Oh my God. Please tell me there are no more.
Pull up in your space and I don't say sorry. Everybody fading, looking for the Rari. I'm not everybody. I'm not everybody. Wake up feeling like a 10. Call me an Uber and he pull up in a Benz. Wake up feeling good again. Want a good time, so I'll bring my friends. I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best.
Yeah.
Kiss the ring, I'm the best, unimpressed with the rest, I'm the best. I'm the best. Will you come closer? I know what you like. Promise you'll come over. We'll have a good time. Have a good time. If you come over, you can spend the night. Spend the night. You'll come over. We'll have a good time. We'll have a good time. I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. You could kiss the ring, I'm the best, unimpressed with the rest, I'm the best. Damn, I'm awake and it's morning. No one is around and it's getting kind of boring. Rain falls down.
That man is
rain
crazy,
keeps
not gonna
pouring.
go.
Rain keeps pouring. Rain keeps pouring. Damn, it feel good when the sun come up. Glass in the air, better light one up. Friends are all around and they say what up, what up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. You kiss the ring, I'm the best, unimpressed with the rest, I'm the best. Will you come closer? I know what you like. Promise you'll come over. We'll have a good time. Have a time. If you
I'll voting first
come
war.
over, you can spend the night. Promise you'll come over. We'll have a good time. We'll have a good time. I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. Yeah, yeah. You could kiss the ring, I'm the best, unimpressed with the rest, I'm the best. I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. You could kiss the ring, I'm the best, unimpressed with the rest, I'm the best. I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. I've been really living
Hi Sam, what's up?
Just touched down in LA and you know it's going down. I've been really living it. I've been really living in this town. Will you come closer? I know what you like. Promise you'll come over. We'll have a good time. If you come over, you can spend the night. Promise you'll come over. We'll have a good time. We'll have a good time. I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. Wait. You could kiss the ring, I'm the best, unimpressed with the rest, I'm the best. Wait. I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. Wait. You could kiss the ring, I'm the best, unimpressed with the rest, I'm the best.
What is this song now? Oh my god. Hi Saw, how are you? Oh. I'm just eating how's your day? My day was awesome. Thank you so much for asking. It's quite late for me. It's almost 10 p.m. Alright. That's why I'm a little bit annoyed. Hi Tweaker. That's why I'm a little bit annoyed, because I'm usually like sleeping at this time because of work. But yeah, I'm having dinner. How was your day? I hope it was great. Aw, thank you for the healing. Thank you so much.
No, I get the feeling I'll impress you. Sit down, I know you love the song, the tips are.
Are you from Europe or you're from US?
I'm someone to talk to. If you came again, said you bring a friend if he's good looking. Although I might detest him. If I can get
Oh, state.
the rest, then I'll be fine.
Oh, so wait, 9. So it's around 1 or 2 for you? Nice. I usually finish work at 5 p.m. my time. On Thursdays and Fridays, and on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I work until 7 p.m. What are you gonna do in the weekend? Hey Chico. For what? Thank you for the rose. Thank you so much. Really? Kinda stop streaming. I just do it on and off very rare.
Down to Mexico where I can make my own bliss. Find me a
Don't worry, I appreciate your support. Yeah. I'm not the most dedicated streamer anymore, so I can be my fault as well. Life is just hard, I guess. 500. Lie down in the sand, getting bruises on our knees. We know what's gonna happen when it's time for me to leave. I say we just enjoy it, cause here nobody sleeps. Late nights in Cairo. Well, it's never late. It's better late than never, you know.
When he goes slow, and I'm told he's on the down.
Jogger, we just finished the first game. You can see this. We just finished the first round. What is this song?
Follow the music coming from the hacienda, calling all the girls down here to have us a fiesta. Watch out for white lines is what they say, cause it's from some guy who claims to be son of a fella. Ooh,
It's so cold. It's been 2 hours and a half.
a notch upon the bed, posting sweat between the sheets. We know what's gonna happen when it's time for me to leave. You say we just enjoy it, cause here
What is
nobody sleeps. Late nights in Cairo, no tomorrow. He got me loco when he goes slow, and I'm told
10 minutes is crazy.
The Snapdragon Pro Series, powered by Samsung Galaxy, is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S24
Nah,
Ultra,
I'm not
Monster
sure I'm
Energy,
gonna be able to
and
finish
DHL.
all of them because it's too late for me.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series, where we are live. Well, we're not live, but they're live from Brazil. Got a little bit of an extra look there at Ton, who we're bringing in now after match number 1 is done in our Mobile Masters here for Call of Duty Mobile. It was a great first match for Gallerus. I mean, nice way to kick things off, right?
Yeah. If you're a fan of Europe,
It
maybe
took
not
a
that
long time
great,
to start.
which I am.
the
So
second
it
game.
was. a
They
bit of a
didn't
tough
start
watch.
yet the second
I
game.
mean, we were just talking about it there before. Somebody who's
Like,
kind of newly coming to the
where's
scene.
the lab
you know,
scientist? I don't know. He's
watching
doing.
teams smoke people in Europe.
He's
and
doing
they
something
just
in the
got
lab.
Bodied straight away there, Lauren. So yeah, an interesting watch for myself. But Galorus, yes, very much proving to be one of the favorites. Incredible performance. From
Now they're gonna talk 10 more minutes.
Yeah, I mean, really, really solid way to start off the tournament. We've got some other matches running on our B stream as well. For a little bit of an update for you all at home, if you're hanging out with us here on the A stream right now, Q9 is up 2-0 in the series, and they're also up in the control right now 2-1. So it'll be interesting to see if they close that out in the next round and then how that plays out for our Group A, because don't forget there are 2 other teams, and then of course a whole separate group as well running. But it's time for us to start talking about the match we mentioned before the break, because we're moving things along here on this side, and this time it's Seminole versus Amigos. Let's talk about Seminole a little bit, Ton, because obviously a team that we watched a lot during the challenge season.
Oh yeah, absolutely incredible performance as well. When we did see them towards the finals, really solid team. I mean, these guys can turn it on.
Guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Go stalk me there.
I'm interested to see how they can do on this stage. Of course, we've seen in previous iterations, maybe not doing as well as they would have potentially liked to.
It's not anymore. I didn't touch that.
I would say any of the other teams I want to say from the West.
In 2 weeks, I think. I don't play anymore. I don't really have time. I don't have the motivation.
These guys are one of the teams that are there.
The only reason I came to have a watch party is because I did in the past watch party for ESL.
A little bit of a redemption,
and I asked them if I can, like kind of motivating me to stream. But
as we get an opportunity to put some faces to some of these names here on the squad. We have them going up against Amigos, Elena, and they were the ones that had to beat Inco to make it here to Mobile Masters. So this is not going to be an easy road for either of these teams.
It's not going to be easy for either of them, as you said. Amigos proving themselves also on a playoffs stage, and
I don't even have any
chance happening last year along
I don't
competitions, but
there. I can't comment.
Spot to be here, and again, stepping up against Inco, who were the favorites last year with Lucazin. So listen, as Connie would say, you had Inco with Lucazin losing, and then now Amigos stepping up, as I said.
Yeah, but if you are alone, there is no chit chat stream,
Yeah, the best team, from NA.
And I'm not.
Of course, the best days on
how to say.
Side.
I dislike the whole Trovo treasure box concept. So instead of like losing money on like treasure boxes, right? I would not do it. Right. And therefore, I would get annoyed because I would not have a lot of views. And having a chit chat stream with 0 viewers would be kind of awkward, I guess.
And Bruno Clash. My friends from Brazil, of course, covering in Portuguese the event out of Komplexo Studio, Lauren. But again, back to the game, I think Amigos are going to have to struggle with an eventual, I would say, loss of concentration during the games.
Glitter, I feel you. I swear.
When it comes to search and destroy mode and control, both teams look very strong and very similar on the map pool. So maybe from the midpoint to on the series, this game is gonna get even like more complicated. It's gonna get sour.
Yeah, and of course we had an opportunity there while you were chatting
to
see some of those highlights of when Seminole qualified.
Choker, don't make me mad.
To really
Who do you
get
think
through
won?
To that point anyways, and that was just some really fun matches to watch during our challenge season. If you guys missed that at home, whenever you have time, you can go back and check out some highlights from those challenges.
My work schedule is quite busy.
Special moments. But you gave some really
as I said,
nice points there
3 days a week
I think that this is
finishing
going
at 7 p.m.
Really
and then it's kind of late for me to stream because I go to sleep like around 10 around this time.
Some of it could just boil down to the experience that we see even on the side of Seminole.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know.
think that is definitely going to help when you come to this LAN environment. I don't think it matters what game you're talking about. Having that experience does make it
I'm
really,
also
really big
more
difference.
happier.
And whether or not they can use that experience and compound it into a result.
Also, I used to be in an organization, so they had like this team, Trovo team. But then I left, and I was just like too lazy to find another team. You know?
Yeah, of course, at the Mobile Masters, but yeah, for them the experience is definitely going to count.
Oh yeah, okay.
We'll just wait here for an opportunity to start getting an image of those individual players when it comes to the Amigos roster as well.
Someone that never came into my chat.
There is the potential for any single one of these players when it comes to the Amigos roster, Linux, to
put my glasses on to see better. Maybe I'm gonna see some
we obviously just had the first match. We saw at the end of it all, it was Lucazine that ended up getting that MVP nomination, I guess, if you will. Who would you pick if you could pick someone from the Amigos roster to potentially be that person?
Yes, I think I would say that we could have like three potential candidates on Amigo's side,
Ooh.
and they would be precisely Zeus, the
Oh,
sniper, one
that's
of the
sweet of
most
you. I
experienced
appreciate it.
players we have from the Brazilian
Well, I
side,
don't mind people who
such
come
a
from the
leader
treasure
from
boxes.
the squad to make the decisions. But also GTO is a very recently praised player coming from tier 2 to tier 1 for a while, and he has been proving
My friend, she's like pregnant. She
as a
has
nice
like
captain
already a
to
pregnant
this
belly. It's
squad.
so
So
cute.
he could very well be also the MVP because he's also
See, you guys are the
he also
real
has
ones.
shown
I love you.
such a nice
Mwah.
and massive impact on games.
I trade
But
this.
on the other hand, I would say Insane could do that as well as an R9 player. So we're gonna have a lot to see here because Zeus as a sniper could be decisive. He could like bring the game to his own positioning, to his own side. But then the other two guys I mentioned, they can very well be the MVPs. So it's a very, I would say, balanced on the top squad on the side of Amigos.
Definitely lots of players to be keeping our eyes
I
on. Do you
understand what you're
think, Sun,
saying.
2 matches in a row, will it be Latam that continues on this insane start? I know this is what Lane X wants here, but they're going up against Seminole, like what happens?
Look, it's a different story. I want to say, look, Seminole are a very, very good team. They will be coming into
Who is this guy looking like?
They're not going up against the #1 team in Latam, so I mean, there's got to be some sort of positivity.
Mojo Jojo.
At the same time, we have seen some very, very close games towards the last stages of that Latam side of things. So
yeah,
look, they're all very, very good squads. None of the teams here are a bad team. Although,
I guess I don't know.
Looking at this now and saying,
stopped
"Oh, okay, we look pretty bad there," but they were going against one of the best teams.
like
There's
last
still
year,
a lot of competition to potentially
after
come through.
people would like generally just leave off like treasure boxes, having like hundreds of hours of stream. I got disgusted. Like last year and 2 years ago, it was terrible. I was like, you know what, nah. And then we cannot forget about the bad tap stream. So I was like,
it's one of those things where our players have to try and either really smash it coming out of the park, or in the case of Kings, whatever you did wrong in that first match, just instantly try to apply some minuscule changes that you can to try and boost your chances of winning that next match when it comes to moving on through this bracket. Chat, I asked you for the first match. I'll ask you for this match as well. Some of you even nailed the score line when it came to match number 1.
What do you mean? That was obvious.
Think will be taking home match number 2. Will we see another American win? Okay, will it be Amigos, or will
the one with Tectonic
start off their competition with a really strong win? And if you are so inclined, give us those score lines as well, because I want to hear your thoughts on this one. There's lots of potential for this one to go the distance, depending on how
I swear to God, there's
some individual players and just the team as a whole face off against each other. Lane X, I want to get your totally unbiased prediction for how this game is going to go.
That's so sweet of you, always. I am trying to do my. I always try to do my streams as I wanted the people that I watch to do, to interact.
Amigos, they could do a lot again on first destroying control. I think that's gonna depend on how both sides are gonna begin the series, but I am actually inclined to agree with Dunn in this one. I think the Americans are gonna be looking stronger, and they're gonna be maybe producing more. But Amigos, I mean, they should just remember that Inco have just lost to
That's
Q9,
me as well.
Galores have won. So I mean, as a Brazilian, you need to step up. You need to show who's the owner, who's the host here, or who's the owner of the homeland itself.
Nah, don't worry. Probably I'm gonna be here for the next 2 hours. But that's all. I'm not staying more than 2 hours.
That series did go the way of Q9, so they'll be taking home that win, which is going to be a great start for them. Inco will drop down into that potential elimination match, so that will be
but take care and drive safe.
So we'll keep on top of where that goes, which means Q9 will then be facing off against Gallerus. So things are already starting to heat up for some of our squads. We're just waiting for our players to get themselves ready for these walk-ins where they are live in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Everyone looks like they're having a great time too. They had that outside desk setup ton in the gorgeous weather. I mean, that looked quite cushy.
Yeah, we couldn't do that in Poland during the winter. That would have been a little bit tough, I think. But yeah, no, it's one thing to be sitting here in my bedroom and looking at all the palm trees and everything going around there in Brazil. It's a beautiful country, I've heard. I've never got to visit, and it looks like I won't ever at this stage, Lauren. This was the perfect opportunity.
We'll have to organize something. Maybe Linux can go with us and take us around, show us, because I've never been either. So you might have to play tour guide for us here, Linux.
No problem. It's going to be a pleasure. Come to Brazil. Let's go to Brazil. To be honest, I'm not in Brazil right now. But yeah, Laura and Anton, it's going to be great to see more events happening also in Brazil.
My
we
God.
have to stay
My love. Why
the São Mobile Masters happening in São Paulo, and not only in São Paulo, but in Brazil and at the Latam region is just very, very special. It's the first time this kind of choice happens when it comes to organizing and setting an event at this scale. So again, much of appreciation to ESL and Activision to provide this along with all the other partners, of course. Such a fantastic chance to see, players and teams coming from all over and gathering at São Paulo. I mean, the city is totally looking pretty, looking actually tense when we saw the live footages, kind of a cloudy weather. But again, inside of the arena, that doesn't matter much. You have to just do whatever you got to do inside of the maps.
Yeah, and we've seen just how amazing the LATAM community has been for Call of Duty Mobile, just how much everybody really loves the game, how fantastic the level of competition has been in the region, and that's just illustrated by the very first match that we get a chance to catch here on the A stream right out of the gate. So it's really exciting for Mobile Masters as it continues to kind of move around the globe in these different locations and just continue bringing Call of Duty Mobile to all of these different countries in these live LAN events, which is a totally different vibe and experience, whether you are a spectator, whether you're the commentators, or you are the player yourself being on stage in that live atmosphere. Is just, there's nothing like it done.
Yeah, of course not. I think, as talent, we love being in those kind of venues, right? When you've got the crowd behind you and everything. There's nothing better as a commentator. As a fan, you get to see your players there. As the players, you get to feel that energy from the crowd as well. It's one of those things though where you can sink or swim though. It's about the pressure on you. It's about all these eyes who are in the venue. People might be giving you some stick. I mean, that's especially something we can kind of talk about in terms of these Brazilian teams have that home field advantage.
Okay, I'm gonna work out too.
Think, oh well, you're just playing combo.
I'm doing that type of exercises. Kata,
no, it will be. I mean, look, if they are screaming every single time you get gunned,
for the
then
stranger
those
stuff,
start to feed in. You start trying.
I don't know. You probably know
so, yeah, the home field advantage is definitely there.
It's
definitely everything.
So guys, we're just waiting for our players to get ready for match number 2. If you're just joining us here in the A stream in English for the first time, we're waiting on
I don't understand why it's been 40 minutes for the players to start ready. Are they coming from the airport?
Exciting one between some of our top teams in some of the more dominant regions. Definitely Seminole expected to be a potential finalist here, playing in that best of 7 grand finals. I don't even know if we've talked about that too much. If you are also just joining and you don't understand the format of this, all of our series up until the grand finals will be best of 5s. So obviously, first team to get 3 wins will be the one that takes that home.
Is that like a work calisthenic?
The first match of the day, which did go the way of Gallerus, so they are now in that winners match situation, trying to get into semifinals.
That's what
they were waiting to see who they'd be going up against. Q9 won their match up against Inco in this group phase. So that means that Q9 and Gallerus will be facing off, while Inco and Kings being the one that lost to Gallerus, will be facing off in an elimination match. And then when we end up with the winner of that and the loser of our winners match, that will be the decider match for Group A. That's how it works for both Group A and Group B. I figured I might as well give an explainer while we're sitting here waiting for our players to get ready for match number 2. And now that you guys know how it all works, that's how we'll get into our semifinals, which will also be best of 5s till we hit the best of 7 to close the whole thing off. $200,000 on the line here. We got a chance to look at the prize pool earlier. $90,000 going to first place, $40,000 for second place, $20K down after that. And these teams are all the best in their regions, and they competed for weeks in their challenge seasons to get to this point. We talked about it for what feels like an extremely long time, just how important it was for all of our teams to get to this stage of the competition time. Now that we're here, it just I feel like
ESL it's paying these 3 casters very good because
between the end of the seasons to now.
I don't know what's happening there. Probably something regarding production.
It's felt like it's been such a long time.
And I feel bad because they need to constantly talk. I was like dumb. I had this situation where like something went wrong, you know, and we need to wait. But at this point, it's been like more than 30 minutes of waiting, you know. Like what can go that wrong?
Try and find something there.
The 30 minutes is like need to wait. Like props the casters that they are like trying to keep it entertaining
for Seminoles, this is
and
the
so
start
on.
of a hard road, but look, this is the
what
best
is up with
8
production
in the world, so you
like,
can't mess around.
Why do we need to wait 30 minutes? That's why I'm not understanding after we waited already 1 hour.
Every single game.
Yeah, it's probably one of the hardest things that some of our newer players will have to deal with as a competitor is moving into this high-level competition and trying to deal with everything that comes along with it. I believe we just got some interviews going over on the actual land stage that we're just waiting on before we get into our second match. And just for clarification, we've now moved into Group B. When we're talking about Amigos and Seminole, that's the other group of teams that we're taking a look at. The remaining 2 squads in that group are Stalwart Esports and the Rejects. So those will now be the squads we'll be keeping our eyes on moving into this next match. We'll also be able to provide you with then those score updates coming out of the matchup that happens between Stalwart Esports and the Rejects. And I just want to get some thoughts from you on that one as well, Lanex. Even just quick thoughts on what could potentially happen between Stalwart Esports and Rejects.
Yes, again, I think Group B is one of the most balanced ones, and Seminole surely are gonna keep being the favorite to grab one of those.
Can you believe that we are 3 hours deep and we didn't have
like you stated,
just one matchup that was Kings? That was a 3-0 very fast. So, can you fucking believe?
Rejects, as we see pretty footage from São Paulo, live footage, guys. So yes, I think when we look at the other game, at the other match, Stalwart again Rejects, we have to know that these teams, they are used to fight and they are resistant. They endure in long series. So Stalwart, trained by the Brazilian coach Zampes, I would say they are pretty much used to having a lot of combinations on meta and on informations based on whatever he learned on other teams that he trained. So it's another very talented coach from Brazil exported to the world. And Rejects coming again, since Mayhem were not able to come to the event, Rejects, they stepped up and managed to also do what Amigos did during the playoffs, regionally speaking. So we're talking about Amigos and Rejects here as teams that stepped up when it was necessary. They did not miss the chance of grabbing their spots, and they did whatever they needed to do, losing first matches, but then recovered during the series.
Yeah, and that definitely provides an opportunity for those teams to learn early on, maybe some places where they can put some work in heading into this type of a LAN. And now they've gotten themselves, at least like Ton said, into the top 8 in the whole world when it comes to this competition. So that alone is a feat in and of itself. Making it here means not only do you prove you're one of the best in your region, but you're literally one of the best in the world. Everybody will go home with a little bit of cash in their pockets. So at the end of the day, even if you do lose Ton, it's still an accomplishment to have even battled this far through.
Like, I mean, you had to go so far, right? You had to play through the entire open stage to get into the Pro Series. You then had to win well, you didn't have to win every single game, but you had to do as well as you possibly could do in the group stage. Then you got to go through the knockout. If it was Europe, there was only 1 spot. If it was NA, there was 2. There was so much to have to get through, and I've missed stages out in there, Lauren, just for the sake of time to get to this stage. I mean, it sounds like we've got plenty of it, but irrelevant of that, it was just it was such a long drawn out process for these teams to have to actually get here. And a process that doesn't leave anybody out. There's no selection of certain teams that get into the Snapdragon Pro Series. It is a case of fighting your way through. So the fact that they have found themselves here is a definite top 8 teams in the world. Of course, at least the best from each of the regions. So it's going to be super interesting to see how it does all pan out. I think we all have kind of got a decent idea of what regions are on top and which ones are not. But yeah, we're going to be getting some good answers in this game. I think, you know, the previous game didn't really offer us anything that it look. We all kind of knew that was potentially going to happen. With this one, though, there's more question marks.
All right, chat, we appreciate your patience and bearing with us while we're waiting to get the second match started of the day. We are preparing, if you're just joining us, to get into match number 2 between Amigos and Seminole, a match that's definitely going to be a very, very fun time. While we're waiting for that, though, match number 1 on the day, if you missed it, was Gallerus versus Kings, and Gallerus came out of the gate incredibly hot. Not to mention, Lukaszine specifically had a phenomenal performance, also being named the MVP at the end of it all. Well, one of the good things about these events is that it gives us an opportunity to start to get to know our players even better than previously, and even more outside of just the game of Call of Duty Mobile. And we had a chance to catch up with Lukaszine before the event. So let's see if we can take a look at the video and see what he had to say about competing on a global stage.
I think the reason that Lukaszine is made out to be the greatest player and one of the best players actually as of right now is definitely due to his versatility. You can give whatever in his hands and he'll fry with it.
Ele sabe ser Alper, ele sabe jogar de R, ele sabe jogar de sub, sabe jogar de 12 até, não duvido.
If you talk to anyone who's ever played with Lukaszine or played against him, he is a strickler when it comes to how you play the game. He puts his 100% effort into everything he does, and I think that's one of the reasons why he's able to excel.
He knows exactly what to do and when to do it at the right time.
Eu já tive uma experiência com ele e deu pra perceber que ele chama muito o time, ele sempre tá fazendo o time falar.
Ele, dentro e fora de jogo, faz total diferença dentro da equipe. Dentro de jogo é sem palavras, o cara mata muito boneco, então, tipo, facilita bastante o jogo da galera. Fora do jogo também, tem uma personalidade muito forte.
And on top of that, the way he plays, it's a mix of being passive and aggressive.
O que eu espero do meu legado é conseguir marcar a vida das pessoas e dos meus teammates, das pessoas que eu joguei contra, como um jogador excepcional.
So what it takes to beat him is a lot of coordination.
I feel like since
that we want to do on our time, not his.
Cara, o Lucas se adaptou muito bem no time. Um mês de time, ele veio, pô, agregou muita coisa do jogador que ele é. Só trouxe somar, só trouxe a agregar para nossa equipe.
Muita gente fala de ser o melhor jogador do mundo e não ter um título nacional pesa bastante. Então é isso que a gente vai correr atrás, mas não é algo que vai manchar, então não vejo.
I think they're going to do really good in this tournament. When we found out Lukaszine was joining them, we said the Avengers picked up Thanos. That was how we equated it. So I think they're definitely going to be a strong team.
I feel like since event is hosted in Brazil, Lukaszine is like the fan favorite. Everyone wants him to do well. He's like the hero of Brazil.
Him having the home crowd, most definitely. But I still have my teammates next to me, and that's pretty much all I need. And on top of that, my family's here too to come and support me.
I don't really fear anyone. If it's me and Lukaszine, me or anyone, I don't really care.
Who is this person?
If it's just me and Lukaszine, I feel real confident. I would.
Quero ganhar de todo mundo, passar o caminhão.
Who is this person?
Essa visão de
What is
camaradagem ali fora de game, dá sim pra gente trocar uma ideia, ser amigo e tudo mais, mas acho que aqui no campeonato tem como ter esse tipo de visão. É o foco em ganhar de qualquer time que seja.
I mean, I noticed some serious confidence from some of those players when it came to potential 1v1s going up against Lukaszine, but also lots of respect being given to Lukaszine about just this mechanical ability and just general game sense when it comes to how high on the ladder of skill he really is, Lanex.
Precisely, Lauren. It's such a fantastic video we just saw because it reflects precisely who he is inside of the pitch and out of the pitch as well. He has such a great versatility when it comes to using the damage options. Just like the lad said, he's able to pickpocket from the distance. He's also a very complicated burst player to face. No matter the weapon he's going to be using at any point of the game. So he's decisive. I have seen him and casted him in many occasions also being the opener on rounds and also wrapping them up. So he's a fantastic, very, very nice player to have along the squad. And it's great also to see how Pabzera, who faced Lukaszine all over last year as a rival, he's praising him. Not only because, of course, he's playing with Lukaszine, but also because the respect, as you said, that Lukaszine has built over his name over time.
Yeah, we love to see that, and now we're getting an opportunity to see those walk-ins for Group B onto the main stage. So we'll let our wonderful team in Brazil do their thing, and when our players are settled, we'll jump back in.
E agora vamos chamar os nossos próximos confrontos do dia. O que vocês acham que vai vencer aqui agora? Vocês estão torcendo para alguém? Porque a gente ainda tem brasileiros. Quero saber se vocês estão torcendo pro Brasil, galera!
So taking the chance here, Lauren, Livy, a fantastic Brazilian host internationally now, asking the audiences if they're cheering for the Brazilians or not. She's being very, very excited on this communication with
I'm
the
so
folks present at
confused
the
right
event.
now.
Such a fantastic
Yeah,
also
I feel
experienced
better.
host, managing to keep the hype up at this moment of the event.
Com vocês, quero que vocês recebam com uma salva calorosa de palmas a equipe da Seminal versus Amigos.
I love to hear
That's cold. Yeah, that's
just
cold.
how much early on support we're getting for some of these teams as well when it comes to the audience. We even heard the players saying in that Lucasine video that some of them managed to get their families to travel internationally to support them in this event, which is just, that's just another level of support in my opinion. And now we're getting a first look here at our teams that we're going to be seeing in the next match around the corner. Of course, we've got Seminole right there, and right before that we got a chance to see Amigos. They'll be the ones at the bottom of the stage, as we're now getting rejects coming in to start getting the third squad in Group B in, and then of course that will all be rounded out by Stalwart when they make their way in as well. Love this. Everybody looking fresh, ready to go for match number 2.
Yeah, I think they had the
John,
time to
and
take
now
a
we just
shower
have
in
to
those
see
1
how
hour that we
quick
are
our
waiting
players
now.
can get themselves ready.
Yeah,
Better
well, we
look
know
fresh.
mobile players not that fast, typically. Usually it takes a while. No, we'll be good to go very, very shortly. Look, these 4 teams on the
3
stage right now
hours.
will all be very eager to get things underway. But for a lot of them, look, it's now realizing a dream for them to get to a stage where you will be fighting, get some of the best teams online. It's an opportunity to eye up the competition from different regions that you may not have had a chance to play up against before. Very, very interesting games at the bottom and the top of the stage.
This is true. This is strictly a fashion observation, but I do really like the baseball jersey style jerseys, I guess, for rejects.
Yes,
Kind
I
of.
love them too.
I don't know about you, Lanex, but I'm feeling it.
Wow, I think they actually are talking to a more, I would say, East style, right, on dressing. I like that. You know, I like how they show some style on that occasion, precisely now, as we can see in the image. I really love this kind of uniform. It's unusual, right, Lauren, when it comes to sports teams. Uniforms very pretty again, and I like the confidence they bring on, especially having seen what Rebelo said earlier today, being a guy that struggled a lot and is now competing on international level.
We also saw a very familiar face, at least from our challenge season on the NA side of things. We saw Hippo walking down to meet the Seminole crew, coach for Seminole, and always someone that we have a really nice time whenever we get to interview him here on the stream. So nice to see that they brought the entire squad down to Brazil. I feel like that definitely is going to be beneficial for them when it comes to going up against some of these top squads, especially starting off the day here against Amigo. So like we said, now it's just a little bit of a waiting game as our players get themselves settled in at their stations, get their tech connected seamlessly, okay, and they'll be ready to go.
What?
For
They
match
played the best
number
40
2. I think
minutes.
that it's going to go fantastically. We're getting our vetoes in here as well. Picks and bans are up, ready to go. I love that. Love seeing that, Ton.
Yeah, nice to have them. Halpoint coming up first, of course, for Summit.
40 minutes and they just
Raid
say
actually coming
down.
through.
What
I mean,
did
obviously,
they
Brody
do?
spoke about it briefly. A map that was played so often
Did they
across
cook?
Europe, and
Did they have
Apocalypse
lunch?
coming in and Meltdown Search and
Did they
Destroy.
decide that, oh, I'm just
definition.
gonna have a
nothing really
long
to write
bath?
home about. I want to say, Lauren, it's very much a standard map set when it has to come down to COD Mobile. At least one we would see over in North America or in the European regions, at least anyway. Very much favored maps across the board.
All right. right, well, taking on the Amigos side of things, are there any strengths or any advantages that they have with this current map set, Lanex?
Yes, we could say and point out, especially Summit Hardpoint for Amigos and right raid control. These combinations, they were very well performed.
Bingo, sorry, I can't see. I'm
season. And I would say Search and Destroy can actually be a very strong point for Seminole, since they were 8-0 when it comes to performance.
2 hours later, we're still waiting for them to sit down.
So maybe that's gonna be the way that the draft's gonna take and the series as a whole are gonna take. But we never know.
This is gonna be, I think, 5.
To be fair, they are very overall strong on all the modes and all the maps. I would dare to say even that they have the most balanced map pools we have out of these 8 teams over here in the event. So I don't know what to expect. One thing is whatever we say before the game begins, and after that, I mean, the gods of Call of Duty Mobile are gonna do their thing, and we're gonna see how things are gonna play out, Lauren.
I mean, definitely an opportunity for some of our 2 more seasoned teams to really just kind of give a solid example of what core Call of Duty Mobile is when it comes to now this map set that we've got going on here for match number 2 on the day. You can see all of our players here hanging out with our admins and tournament officials, just making sure that everything is good to go from their perspective when it comes to their headsets, their phones, making sure that they're comfortable. Seeing less pillows this time around. I know that is very, very common, and right now no one's using them ton, so maybe they don't need them. They're that good.
Maybe it's, would you, it's a comfort thing usually, isn't it? But yeah, there's not even one, is there not?
You're not using it at all. Fantastic to see on both sides. No one likes or loves pillows anymore, man.
Why not? I would have thought it would have been like... Yeah, it's just, didn't they have sponsor? I swear that a specific brand that I don't know if I'm allowed to mention actually made pillows for mobile gamers at one stage. I expected to see a plethora of them. That's a different English word. I don't want to throw anything too complicated in here, but there's a lot. I would expect a lot of them.
They're starting to evolve past the need for the pillows. That's where we're getting to.
You're getting less trendy, perhaps, since words to now. I don't know if pillows are low on occasion, but either way, we're gonna see how they're gonna do in this new.
Are we seeing something today?
To say and important to phrase that. Yes, Mobile Masters happening at this level again on a LAN format. Personally speaking, gathering everybody together, it's very special. I would say that even for a lot of these teams, it's their first time on a stage. Of course, NA region has already more experience on that back in the day, but now they're gonna have to see whatever they can do. Seminoles, they're gonna be the guys to represent NA right now, right? Even before rejects, I would say. But we have, of course, both teams playing at the same time. That's gonna be very interesting to see which one of them are gonna confirm expectations, which one is gonna actually step up and show that they can do more.
Hi, Skinny.
I love to see that. I think our players are prepared to bring a lot to the table here today, knowing just how much.
Do you think we've been waiting for 1 hour? I hope they're prepared.
That top down, that's still using that pillow setup for himself. And like we said earlier, these games will be running at the same time, but don't worry, we'll make sure to give you guys updates on what is happening between Stalwart and Rejects, how that matchup is going with those 2 teams, and who will end up in that winners match versus who will end up in the elimination match. And then, as well as the other matches from Group A, as those continue on, if we don't catch them, we'll make sure to give you guys the score lines and updates for those as well. Meanwhile, we're just waiting for our 2 teams to get into it. And as I say that, we're ready to go. So Ton Lanex will dive into match number 2.
Thank you very much, Lauren. And finally into this one. And of course, she's cursed it. She's cursed it straight away. She said we were ready. In absolute fairness, it very much looked like we were ready. But we will have a quick reset and we'll get back into this game. You could even hear the crowd were getting themselves all hyped up. And it was for nothing. Bit too early here, Lanex, to get yourself excited.
Man, I don't know. That was quite a jinx, right, Lauren? But anyways, let's see what's gonna happen, because that was precisely the first time we have seen the players getting out of the map. So we must consider ourselves lucky to this point, as we see players talking about what should be done.
But
And when I look at precisely
if you actually
Vague,
love me,
you know,
please
it comes
just
to my mind
make
everything
the
he
move
lived with
faster.
the team last
Please.
year, how words went down, and of course the potential he's got to make a mess during these kind of games. So yes, if I was on into Amigos steps and sides, I would be very, very, very careful to whatever Vague's gonna be able to pull out, because he's such a player that can mess up with your mindset, and he's gonna be one of the definitely most dangerous players on the side of
I
Seminoles.
do.
Oh, 100%. I think the entire Seminoles roster is absolutely stacked, though. I mean, these guys. I don't want to say they made things look easy. The finals were a bit of a strange one, actually, across the board. Mayhem coming in there and, I mean, really upsetting the apple cart to a certain degree. But then obviously the issue that happened with them, rejects them getting themselves through. It was a strange old time in the NA playoffs. I remember it very well. It was like 7:30
Just start the
a.m. local time by the
game.
time we finished. It was a long haul.
Production.
Ask Lauren
Hire
about
me.
it. I
I'm
was
gonna
delirious
do
by
it.
the end of it.
Bro,
Hopefully we don't go
if I
till
would work
7:30 in the
there,
morning this
like
time.
all
I'll
the
be speaking
games
more
would be
gibberish
over
than I usually do,
already.
yapping a lot more than I do as well, Linux. But into this one we go. Seminole taking on Amigos, and it will, of course, be summon hard point to take.
Yeah, I'm not
things
doing
away.
longer than 1 hour
Interesting to
more.
see, though, for both
I'm
these two
so
teams. You can have a
tired.
nice start. I think online it does make that little bit extra of a difference. If you can have that good start on the first map, get things rolling nice and early, bit of momentum behind your backs.
Yes, we are seeing precisely now Seminole already dominating the core in the P1 and putting Amigos away. They so far have not managed whatsoever to get into the point, as we see Cartels bringing R9, always dangerous, always deadly as usual, and Zeus tries to invade. It's gonna be a necessary
3
measure,
hours.
otherwise they're gonna
Holy
be just
fuckaroonies.
as riders, just watching Seminole work over here. As we begin to see teams prepping
Yeah.
the movement to P2,
I'm done.
and it's looking pretty much solid, this map so far, done to Seminole.
Yeah, fantastic start by them. 45 seconds on P1. There's nothing to turn your nose up at. Heading over towards P2 on the rails on the outside. Big gunfight's going to come in over towards the top side. Washi going to try and get this one cleaned up if he can, and he does. Now starting to make the move down below as well. But Amigos, a little bit of presence here. Have managed to keep them away. Do have the spawn to the P3, and that gunfight up top will help things out as well. Big wins coming in from Sapuka. Can he find any more? Not looking likely. A couple of investments of operators already coming in here from Seminoles, wanting to keep the wind firmly behind their sails. You can see a break potentially going to be coming through over towards the P3 side. Seminoles on the rotation already.
Yes, Seminole doing such a great job and trying to keep unbeaten since the challenge season, since they managed to come out of that phase of the championship with 10 victories over 10 matches. Things looking very solid for them against Amigos over here, who did not, on their hand, manage to get into the hill. And thus, P3 is going to be an obligation for them. That's precisely why Illusion is already holding on their spawn. But he was taken down fastly by Cartels. So, again, a very, very complicated match so far for the Brazilians, who try to step up, try to bring more to the table against Seminole. And Seminole is already with players inside of the next hill. So, Vague, precisely they're trying to blockade this entry. There it is. The response for Brazilians was fantastic. Nice movement by Sapuka, with Zeus also bringing damage, and Sapuka is gonna even spread that Sparrow out in this lane.
Yeah, very well played. Find the break in through the back, couple of kills. Fold on through, and then, of course, the investment from the Sparrow. Coming in and finding a break for Amigos. 40 seconds to play for here, over towards the P3 side. Zeus now just trying to lock this one down. Spawns still working out for the side of Amigos. 30 seconds to go. The kill feed still lighting up yellow. And if you're Seminoles, you're trying to turn this one around very, very quickly. Illusion will find a couple of kills back, as Banda's going to be able to find one time to fight. Looking like the break is going to come through from Seminoles, but the spawns have switched again. Amigos will be the ones who benefit the most. 15 seconds to go here for scrap time for Seminoles, which they will pick up. But that rotation, importantly, belongs to Amigos.
Smartly by Amigos, as we could just see in this P2, they managed to obtain the points and get back on track without having to do a heavy commitment. That was very, very well played by them, without losing a lot of players. And of course, without having to feed Seminole too much. And after that, they rotated with a very, very nice pacing to P4, as we see Seminole having to fight better at this one. Seminole went before, then Amigos to P2, but they did not manage to acquire all the possible points. And Amigos are looking even more solid now. It may be very well a very interesting turning point for them inside of the map, Don.
Big wins from Marshy. He's actually found 3.
Massive.
Going up the cliff side, manages to find a 3 to break it open, but Insane and Sapuka combining as well. They will answer back. 30 seconds to go. One spawn towards the back here for the side of Seminoles. Maybe they can find a route on through. They will be there to find one at the GTO. But just so far, Amigos are holding and holding strong. It's a bit of a mix-up, to be honest with you. Keeping an eye on the spawns. It's all over the place, but the gunfights coming through from Amigos. It's feeling like for the first time, they're going to take the lead. A really decent hold over towards the P4 side. Back over towards P1 we go. A great first half for these two teams. Amigos, after that first start on the first hill, would you have expected them to be in the lead? Absolutely not.
Yeah, and that's what they managed to do somehow. Let's see how Seminole are gonna take this one from this point on. As you said brilliantly, both teams doing a fantastic first rotation, and Ben is already inside of the machine gun. We have Amigos trying to take over the top region, with GTO trying to use well this window, and Illusion's gonna do the gap closing to try to help with the firepower. It's gonna be a necessity for Amigos to do more, and of course pass Seminole eventually in the scoreboard. The kill feed was very good for Seminole, but it has become more hybrid over the last seconds and minutes. Done.
Yeah, you can see that in terms of the actual kills that have went down, it's pretty even, but Amigos definitely waking up after that. I want to say it's only really been the first hill that they really struggled on. After that, the second was kind of 50-50. They were definitely the beneficiary over towards 3 and 4. Really good job from Amigos so far. Seminoles back into the lead, though. Some decent time over towards P1. G2O gives a quick jab in the face towards Band. Can't find the second. Cartels will find a couple of his own. Now heading over towards the next hill very, very shortly. Over towards the rails. It's all about trying to get some control over towards P3 once again. Seminole were the first ones there at P3 on the last rotation of hills here, though, Ego. And can they be there again? But can they make it count this time?
Yes, Amigos reestablishing themselves in P1, fixing whatever did not happen properly on the beginning of the map. It's very interesting to see them scaling up in points against Seminole. But it's curious to me not seeing Insane yet, bringing his R9, perhaps not confident to use it today. As we know, he's decisive with that weapon, and Vague is taking the chance to bring up a pair of kills. Insane is also using the equalizer right now. Such a fantastic P2 as well. Marshy dominating with the R9 as well, doubling it up. Vague helping him a lot, and Seminole out of a sudden doing a fantastic job
I don't
at this
know.
hill.
Really good job. But it's about this rotation. Look like the gunfights are going to go the way of Seminoles, though, as we head over towards P3 in just 15 seconds. Very, very even game. Couple of kills going to come in, though. Insane will get himself a Predator missile. It files its way through. Washi will get taken down. Spawns now. A really good job coming in from Amigos. The 20-point lead for them. The rotation's looking like it's going to be theirs as well. What a wonderful time to get the spawns. Investment at the right time. The perfect time from Amigos. There's 60 seconds that could potentially be theirs.
Well, what a nice rotation, mate. You just said it. Amigos ramping up to 150 points and dominating not only the spawn, but the objective. Trying to set up a line against Seminole and push them away. What a moment by Amigos, stepping up. And of course, showing Seminole that they steal and they also have bullets and have quality
Oh my God,
to
Joker's
offer against
tell
the
me
Americans.
something.
Now, a combination of Annihilator and a War Machine on the side
I'm
of Seminole
definitely
to try to
falling
regain this,
asleep
but it was not enough. Look at this. They did not just last. And Amigos are very happy with it.
27 seconds to play for. Amigos have had every single one before it. Marshy trying to find a way through, and eventually it's looking like the break is potentially going to come through here from Seminole. Illusion will find 2. Cartel shuts him down. Zeos finds 2 more. The spawn still held, as is the hill. 15 seconds to go. The scrap time will go Amigos' way, and it's a race over towards the next hill. If you're Seminoles, you're going to find yourself at least a full 60 behind. They must find a good hold here. What a fantastic break it was from Amigos, and an equally as good hold. Over towards the next hill we go. Cartels and Code gonna have to lock this one down. They need some good time.
Gigantic response on the side of the Brazilian stun to get back on track, and also, of course, put points against Seminole, who are gonna have to do an almost perfect P4. We see them scaling to 150, but again, Amigos looking solid and dominating spots now, losing some fights. Maybe that's gonna be enough for them to decide to rotate already to the third P1. But Marshy is opening this fire line here very interestingly, as we see a nice camera on the left showing the Brazilians very focused, very still, very cold, try to get back to the game because Seminole, hey, they just done a fantastic job, man.
Really, really good job. They needed that hold, didn't they?
Yes.
Absolutely. After what happened with Amigos in the previous hill, fantastic breaks coming through. They find the full 60. Seminoles are going to do the same, pretty much in turn. Over towards the next hill, and well, where they have had most of their, I want to say, look, most of their success, P1 has been pretty good for them. They're going to need to be good again if they want to retake the lead, but looking over towards it now, it is a 20-point game. As we head into a third rotation of hills, Marshy, though, is going to find 2 with the Predator missile coming on through. The streaks are starting to add up now for Seminole. Getting some good time here over towards P1.
Fantastic battle over P1, precisely as you said, being switched from side to side over here, and we're gonna see teams prepping for P2 in a bit. But again, the side battles are also, you know, catching our attention, as we can say. Many battles happening at the same time. Very interesting game so far, and Amigos trying to put up with a nice performance against the best team on NA. We have Cartels getting in, taken down by Insane. Nice movement by him. Zeus in there, taken by the back position by Bennett. He comes up, also eliminating more. The Americans looking sound in this machine roll. Nice job by Bennett. Using the Fennec. He's going for more. He's not over yet. Getting excited. Getting ready for the battle.
Heading over towards P2. Really big players coming in from Band. That was a big moment. He found 3 or 4 on his own. All of a sudden, after what was an 80-point lead for Amigos, Seminole find themselves in the lead by about 12. It probably won't end here over towards P2. It can be so scrappy, but if one team can get a decent hold, maybe something can get going. Marshy here with the R9s trying to get something done. Cartels is with him, as is Band. Trying to lock this down. The Honda Killer drone doing the business, and now here come the Operators Purifier out. Insane should be getting absolutely fried. It's going to be about rotations as well, but it's a very, very close game. Seminole still 12 away. Amigos trying to get some sort of control here. 20 points away now for Seminole.
Very even game, as we can see, Amigos are going to need to do a fantastic P3. As we know, GTO is already anticipating things, trying to use the Annihilator. They are scaling to 230 points. Amigos not losing the pace, not losing the confidence. Seminole inside of the hill as well. It's a dark battle. It's a blind battle inside of the smokes. And they, again, trying to push up for more. Cartels, the R9 beast, as we can see to this moment. But Seminole potentially managing to get very close to the rock here, Tan.
Oh, it's the full rotation coming in from Amigos, though. They managed it again. P3 is really being their moneymaker. It's going to make it easier if Zeus keeps finding 2 pieces like that. Cartels can find 1 to just ease that pressure. Amigos need 20 seconds. Seminole just need 8. Here comes the break, though, coming in from Vig. Straight through the front door. The smokes are going to give the cover. Can they find the kill? Seminole coming in to clean up shop. It was a scary moment, but can Amigos find themselves a way through? Insane Illusion going to be able to do something. Marshy left to find a 3. Phenomenal from Marshy. Seminole, map number 1.
My God, what just happened? Marshy rolling over the heads of Amigos and stepping to rob this map with the team for 1-0 on the side of Seminole, showing that the map needs to be over to be finally called up. Interesting by them beginning very strongly and then feeling Amigos getting up and you know, fixing their mistakes and stepping up on points as well. And finally, Seminole, they just roll over. I was not expecting for that. That level of confidence on a retake, on a regain mindset necessity is very special.
Yeah, honestly, I think after you've seen how well Amigos held on a P2 and how well they'd been doing at P3 over the entire map, you thought when they had the rotation over there, they may have been able to find something. But the break comes through. Marshy finding 3 to solidify the game. A brilliant map number 1 for both these 2 teams, but just a little bit better coming in from Seminole. Then we'll find a 1-0 advantage here in the best of 5, and it's a good start for them. A little bit of momentum on that main stage will make the difference, but here is the scoreboard to end the game. It's a huge one from Marshy coming in with 45. You look at on the other side of things. If anything, it was a slight outslayer coming in from Amigos, but not able to make it count.
Yes. And, I mean, they had their moments. They struggled. It was a very back and forth map overall. And Amigos did a good job by dividing the time or splitting the time, better to say, between them inside of the objective, excuse me. But Seminole, they had their chances to regain confidence and adjust some hills. Precisely, the P1 was the most notable one on this matter, and then after that, they managed to simply undo the whole advantage, the whole amount of points that Amigos they have built up.
I think, Amigos really found some momentum, though, but it was all about the rotations for the most part, wasn't it? Whatever team were there first, they were the ones. I mean, look, that can be the case when it comes down to Summit anyway. I think, if you look at P1 and P2, very, very mixy, but P3, all about the rotation. P4, all about the rotation. Whoever was there first was really starting to cook and did really, really well every single time they had the opportunity. Amigos were very much... I mean, I couldn't see it, but I would presume they were talking their smack when they were up a decent amount. The Seminoles came back at a full 60. We head into another rotation. Seminoles do a good job at P1. They keep them at bay at P2. And then finally, for what feels like the only time a decent break came through was in these final moments for Cartels, for Marshy, who found 1, 2, and the third as well. The R9, just ridiculous in that man's hands. Fantastic performance coming in from Seminole on map number 1. They will take a lead in this series. And they're going to be feeling confident now, right? We talked about it beforehand. Amigos would be feeling confident about a map on Summit to kick things off. Don't get the win here. Does that put them in a really bad situation now, or do they still have it in them to find something in this series?
Todd, I think based on whatever they've just showed to us on Hardpoint, they definitely going to have the power to get back on track. I mean, they've done this inside of Summit. They're going to have the chance to do that again in case Seminole, of course, have a better start. Now, from Seminole's point of view, I would have to say that they struggle a little bit with some timing decisions, not managing to get to the spawn before the Amigos, and also not being able to make their operators last longer than whatever happened. Amigos, on the other hand, they managed to smash Seminole down, on that matter, actually acquiring some key positions and trading better over the haul. But again, in the end, Seminole, they managed to get back to action and dominate and show that literally they would deserve that because of the individual qualities that they have. As you said, Marshy, we've seen other players doing a great job and stepping up and bringing solutions when the team looked kind of jammed.
Yeah, look, I think it was just those moments towards the end, wasn't it? Finding those breaks that we hadn't seen. And Marshy's being that guy for them on so many different occasions. So they find the solutions that they needed, as you point out. But heading into a search and destroy now, we're going to be heading over to Tunisia, if I remember correctly. How are you feeling about this map for both these two teams? Seminoles notoriously pretty decent at this one, of course. How are you feeling about Amigos?
I think Amigos are gonna try to explore the qualities they have when it comes to sniping, especially on the hands of Zeus. He's gonna be trying to be the guy to stay on long distance lines, whenever they are possible for them in the map. And I don't know if Amigos are gonna be feeling confident yet to this point in the series to change or swap quickly from bomb to bomb whenever they are the attacking team. I don't know how Seminole are gonna explore that. But again, we also have to remember that Tunisia, it's a very interesting map when it comes to having, I would say, some short and narrow aisles. So the players are going to be exploring perhaps the shotguns. We're going to maybe be seeing Insane using the R9 for this time. I wouldn't say he's going to be, giving up on R9 because the team is going to need him to do that. And he's a fantastic clutcher as well. So we can very well see him, for example, doubling it up or even getting 3 eliminations in the end of the rounds.
Yeah, I think realistically, you think about the short lines, you think about the long lines. For me, the long lines on Tunisia is just so important. It's really about your snipers being able to lock down that B side on their own and having everybody else putting the trust in them over towards that B side. Of course, the defensive side definitely, well, at least in North America and Europe, feels like the stronger side. See which team can take more of an advantage from that side of things when it does come down to search and destroy. Of course, we do 6 rounds one side, 6 rounds the other. You got to win by 2 or first to 7. You don't need to be updated on the rules, though, mate. You know what's going on here. But I'm just letting, if anybody else knows, I think they would call this, what is it called? Yapping? Is it yapping? I'm not too sure.
I wouldn't know either, man. I don't know. Let's see. But I just wanted to point out, Tan, that it's going to be a very tricky map, perhaps. We have been seeing in many regions Tunisia Search and Destroy, be
Oh
explored
God,
in many,
Jesus! This is the
I would say
first time
creative
they
ways
move
and in
so
very
fast.
tricky
Oh my God, I'm gonna get
manner
up
as
for
well when
this.
it comes to using those covers and getting out of the covers as well. And we already see round number 1 rolling on with the players spread out, and Amigos are gonna come to the attacking side at the beginning
Yeah, I'm
of
gonna
this
stream
game,
to
and
20
Seminole
more
are
minutes
looking
and
to
then I'm
protect
done.
equally, I would say, both A
I'm
and B.
tired, so.
Good stuff from Summers. Getting the first blow on the defensive side always helps out. A second, even better. Gonzalez just trying to lock this one down. But now it's an awkward one, isn't it? When you don't have the numbers on attack on Tunisia. It's a difficult position to be in, isn't it,
Tunisia.
Linux? It's
Tunisia.
one of those things you all just have to hit one site and hopefully you find the first gunfight and a couple more after that as well.
Yes, and they are moving. I would say trying to sneak into A. They're gonna face a very interesting opposition with just 2 players on Seminole's side, so that's gonna play eventually out to their side. And we're talking about Amigos trying to make this hit. Bennett almost saw their weapons, and no, they're not gonna try this one. They actually lost the C4, so these last minutes and seconds of rounds are gonna be better for Seminole potentially, since they're gonna play with a 5v2, and Sapuka is already there trying to rotate with
He
Illusion.
said
They cannot
C4 again,
just
but it's
leave
not
the
C4.
behind. That's
C4 is
precisely why
banned.
Sapuka is trying to put his hand over the objective, but there it is, fake. Oh my God, such a fantastic multitasking by Seminole, taking down 2 Brazilian players at the same time. Done. What a patience, I would say. What a level of coldness from the Americans.
Very cold indeed. Very cold. Seminole, so defensive there. But, like, it's just about finding those first blows. Like, we know how much of a difference it can make, especially if you're that defensive team. You have the numbers. Even if you lose the first blood, just keeping that map presence for this defensive side, that's all you got to do. Let's see now. Amigos not losing anybody early, which is a good start. Now it's about trying to find a pick, and they found it. Marsha gets a little bit aggressive. Now they have the number advantage. Are they going to make it count? That's what you need to make sure you do.
Yes, and Amigos setting up a line, interestingly, not giving up on any portion of the match just yet. We're considering eventually a rotation to B, as we have Big looking up again, up top, trying to see if someone from the Brazilian side is gonna come out of there. But we see Seminole doing the same work as Amigos, being patient and trying to set and trying to make the marcations. Now Zeus taking Illusion, also brought to the ground. We have Zeus coming up. Washi trying his luck. Oh my God, many kills happening here in a row. As we see Amigos rotating to B right now to face eventual 2 alive players from Seminole. We have 4v2 and Bennett trying to come closer with the DRH. Nice job against GTO, taking down the brain of Amigos, who now are down to 2 players. Let's see this 2v2 playing out, my friend.
They find a couple of kills on the exit, but that bomb did go down. A little bit of information now to play with, if you heard it. Playing together, back to back. This first gunfight's going to be absolutely massive. Zayas will find Band. Now all of a sudden you need 2 different gunfights to go your way. If you're big, there's the first one. Can't find the second. The trades are clean from Amigos. And we'll find a round on the attacking side as well. An important one at that.
Yeah, just like I said, Insane bringing his R9 to define the play. That was what Amigos were needing on map number 1, and I think he understood it. Now playing along with Zeus, nice combination. Those duos helping out a lot, Amigos, to come back to the game with an equalizer, man.
Important one. Any attacking round you can get a hold of is a bonus. It can be so hard against some of these very high-level teams like Seminole to find these attacking rounds, but it's about finding those picks and just making them count, and they did. Things got scary for a second, but not quite scary enough. Now on this defensive side, Seminole not offering anything up. I wonder if they thought to themselves, right, okay, let's give it a little peek, let's gain some information, see what we can do with it. The answer was not a lot. Amigos tied up. Now just being very, very patient. First gunfight looks like it's going to come Band's way. Looking to find any sort of pick, but so far, nobody engaging.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the situation I like to call when I cast in Portuguese the chess style round. They are playing with patience, and literally like holding positions, waiting for any decision on the opponent's side instead of just taking the bold move. We see Bennett getting out of the cover. Nice pick. Vega as well. We see a 5v3 over here, and Amigos are going to have to rotate because this has been pretty much well read already by Seminole. They know that the Brazilians would just fall down from there and try to set up on A. They try to gather in the core of the map. I like this combination. 3 men against 1. Marshy was not able to hold them back as Sapuka managed to connect pretty well. We see Insane getting out of the cover. Insane trying to come up the ladder. He's gonna go for this 1v1. Insane. What a moment.
No
Insane.
way.
Try to win this one. Fantastic. Against Washer. Takes him down. Responses coming out. And Seminole just like this. Stepping out of the jail, these monsters unleashing their beast mode right here to go for this edge.
Oh, stepping out of jail. My goodness, what have they been doing?
Isn't it crazy? Nice.
It's a really good retake, though. Look, I think, you know, for what Amigos did, a fantastic push over towards that B side. Got very aggressive, tried to take some control over towards the top 10 side. But if anything, Washi just survived as long as he possibly could. Allows the reinforcements to find his way over. Seminole just in a position to do something there. This is looking a little bit more aggressive, though. But are they going to believe that Bandits here? Eventually they are, but they are going to lose one member. Forward Vegas there to clean it up. The numbers well and truly in Seminole's favor. 3 versus 2 now, as they will be backed on down. Really, really good job from Seminoles. Find the first couple of kills in the third and fourth round.
Yep, we're seeing a 3v2. And again, another slow round. Teams apparently are trying to understand better their foes' decisions and are going slow to acquire information before making decisions. Apparently, I would say the Brazilians, of course, needing to have patience, working low on numbers, and also trying to get closer to the C4, but Marsh doesn't let that happen. Insane was sent straight to heavens. We have GTO as the last alive man. Versus 3 now is going to be very complicated for him, since he's going to have to, of course, take them one by one instead of just meeting the whole party at once, Done.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Especially with the Tundra in hand. You can only shoot in one direction at one time.
Yeah.
Trying to hold it down here if you're GTO. If you can find anything, that would be fantastic. You find nothing. Wow. But the bullet of Cartel's sniper, 3-1 now. Seminole. Good position to be in, but bear in mind they are on the defensive side. They are expected to find more rounds. Really, really good job coming in from Seminole. Amigos need to find an answer back. What would you say would be a good attacking side, though, from Amigos? I think 2 rounds is not too bad, right?
Not too bad, no. I think they need to do more. I mean, they need to work better with the objective. So far, they have been relying excessively, on my opinion, on the kills, on whatever 1 or 2 players can do individually. But like, I'm missing the usual team play we are, you know, very much, I would say, acquainted to see on the side of Amigos. And now pretty much stands around again, since both sides are trying to make contacts without compromising so much. And Seminole are heavily protecting B, I would say, with 3 players. Marchi paying off again. His patience, you know, has been a blessing to the Seminole side. And Cartels just like that. What a player again, ladies and gentlemen, bringing up 2 eliminations in a row with a body shot over there. Provocations beginning to roll against the Brazilians, who are now totally lost. Just illusion against 5 men from Seminole.
Really good job coming in from Seminole. Illusion now is under, well, none of them that he's going to find this one. Marshy, another kill for him. Seminole commanding position again. It is the defensive side, but they are cruising right now. It's never felt like any of the, apart from the round that they did take here, Amigos, it's never felt like they've had an opportunity in the others. Seminole very dominant in the rounds that they've won. Grenades now over towards the top side. That's going to be heading over towards that A point. It's not going to hit anybody by the looks of things. Big push coming in over towards A, but look at this aggression from Seminole through B as well. If your Cartels, you got to try and find something, though, because the bomb site is being lost. They rolled the dice. They took a risk. Hasn't paid off yet.
Yeah, gigantic first half by Seminole. Totally annihilating, I would say, countering Amigos' decisions. And Amigos are gonna have to do this one. They're gonna need points desperately, as Ben tried to come through this corridor. He was not able, though. We see Vague taking sails down. And again, 4-1. Amigos are gonna have to fight better. Sapuka in a very strategical position. Let's see what he is able to do, and he's waiting. I mean, the patience now is gonna maybe play out on the side of Amigos, and finally Insane taking Washi down as well, as much as Sapuka was helping him out. And again, Seminole dominating the game, not dominating the map, not only on bullets level, but also when it comes to controlling the map. And I absolutely love how Seminole are patient, how they know to get back on track and change the pacings, changing the tempos.
Yeah, they completely changed it up there. They attacked, if anything, on the defensive side. They got aggressive through B, and that's what Zeus is doing now. Finds Marshy straight away off the rip. Would maybe be expecting the push to come in through the A side, but it's going to be the players over towards B that are going to have to do something from Amigos. Band and Cole looking to try and find a pick here. Sapuka is going to have to be the one to hold this one down.
Sapuka waiting, also looking at the side, but he was surprised by Bennett. As we see that he was fast enough to make this connection. We're gonna see 4v4, and the bomb is on Cartel's hands. The question is are they gonna be able to plant on B fast enough before reinforcements come to this region by Amigos? Cartels is already there. They are on their bullets, and we see Illusion taking Big down in the dark. Nice smoke there to try to take information out of him. And we see Illusion again on the corner, trying to operate on the long run, but Washi took him down. Fantastic bullet as well from the American. The B is activated, and Amigos are gonna have a hard time again, Tan.
This is a huge round. A Seminole 5-2 lead feels a lot better than a 4-3 one. Washi finds GTO as well. Insane and Zeus trying to find something. 23 seconds and counting. The shot from Washi though is clean, and Cartels will clean up shop. Really good job coming in from Seminole. Looking so good so far. 5-2 to the good. They need 2 more rounds.
Well, Brazilian fans looking pretty much surprised and having to think about something else other than the game right now, because it's not looking pretty for Amigos. And Seminole, they are just stinky. They are just bizarrely good when it comes to being precise on the shots. Illusion double it up, and we have Bennett inside of the bomb, but now things looking better for the Brazilians. And Illusion is a nice combo of efforts for another round on their side. Finally, she's cheering a lot, and the Brazilians are happy with this round over here, Tan.
The Brazilian support unwavering. Amigos will find themselves around on this defensive side. They absolutely needed to. Seminole still in a good position here, but Amigos are on the defensive side. If they can continue to hold this down, then maybe they can find a way back into this game. Illusion finds a kill, finds his way out, and now we're trying to find a push through the middle of the map, and the Seminoles is back to the drawing board for this attacking round.
Illusion now trying to set the middle, as we could see. And Seminole, I would say, respecting a little bit, you know, the level of defensiveness that Amigos can bring. Amigos set up a very nice line. They spread apart. They try to offer a challenge, but Bennett comes into the closed position. Nice pair of kills. Sapuka is trying to go for him. 5v3 in rounds, and Seminole again with another man on their side. Yeah, those numbers are totally good. Ben for a triple elimination already. Is he gonna go for more? He's an unstoppable beast. Beast, sorry, as I was trying to say, because man, he was just really
I think you should
it.
run with Beast. Run with Beast, in my opinion. The bomb's down now over towards A. How much of a beast is GTO right now? Can he find anything? He's going to find one on the backside under Cartels. Makes this now a 2 versus 3. Needs to find one more pick to make this attainable. I just don't think Seminole are going to offer him anything here. I'd be very surprised if they do so. It's going to be down on Sapuka, who's going to be coming in from the flank. SMG in hand, can get onto the site with 12 seconds remaining. Bullets ringing in. This one ain't going the way of Amigos. GTO will find 2 more. Doesn't have the time. There's no way. Has the time. The shots are fantastic. But it will not matter. It will not matter. Fantastic job from Sentinel. Yeah, I know. They're like, oh yeah, give him it. Maybe give him some false confidence. Great shots coming in from GTO, but they matter very little.
GTO fantastic, right? As you said, Seminole stepping up and acquiring the round. Individuality has its caps, has its limits to help you on some occasions. And amigos, they have just discovered that again against Seminole, who are already making a heavy rotation to be. You know, amigos are gonna have to bring reinforcements because I don't know, Seminole, they're looking very solid to put up this one. We see Illusion taking Banner down. The round is rolling on their favor, but again, losing players and the Brazilians, yeah, they found the trading power over here without losing no one. So it was a flawless round by amigos.
Really, really good job. They needed it. They needed it, and they find it. It was an aggressive push from Seminole. They actually managed to find some decent purchase around the site, but could not get the job done. Really, really good job from Amigos still in this game. And on the defensive side, Insane now finds his way pushed up. Marshy will put some bullets in. Will back on down. Doesn't want any of that smoke. Doesn't want to give away his life. Having a disadvantage in terms of numbers is... yeah, it's okay, but on the attacking side on Tunisia, it is less than ideal. GTO finds a few kills in that previous round. Can continue here as well. We're going to try and find some more, but 5v5 still. Seminole yet to find a route through.
Anyways.
Yeah, fantastic job by Seminole. Working with patience here. And of course, you know, biting pixels. They are waiting for amigos to do something. But now, since the seconds are going to keep going, Seminole, they're going to decide eventually for B. Now they begin to retreat in what is looking into an A hit. I would say that's very smart. They totally messed up with expectations from amigos, and they're gonna come to A. That's gonna be very good for them. It would be a very good way to close this map, and potentially it's gonna be if they manage to succeed on these trades, as Zeus is already waiting for them. Let's see Marshy. Amigos are gonna have to bring a nice firepower here to win this battle, Tan.
Illusion finds Band. Vig, though, he's found his way around from behind. Two of them can find two, can break it wide open. It is now open. Sapuka will find one. Marshy will find another, though, and all of a sudden it's a 3 versus 2. Washi finds one more. GTO left all on his own. Needs the 1 versus 3 to keep Amigos in this search and destroy. As the sniper in hand was able to find 3 in the previous round. Can he manage to find them all to try and find the round? Washi gonna have to try and lock this one down. They know exactly where GTO is. Washi just looking to back on down, looking to bait out where he can. Marshy is there to support as well, but GTO onto the side. GTO can find one, and Washi can't find the second. Map number 2 goes Seminole's way. Fantastic performance in the search and destroy. A really, really good takeover towards A to solidify it. They find themselves in a commanding position here in this series. 2 to the good.
Yeah, I would say Seminole playing Magisterial. They just were tough at all moments of the map. Honestly, amigos, they never stood a real chance to step over and pass Seminole when it comes to the scoreboard. I would say Seminole, they were really tough on the trades. They were always like playing together with a very tight positioning. And amigos, they just had one chance. They had one chance to make that perfect retake, as we could see on B. But other than that, the Brazilian team didn't have many solutions to offer. So they were constantly entrapped. Perhaps that's precisely what you're talking about at this point, because they're going to have to fix this to try to get back on the series as we're going to move in a little bit to the control mode.
Yeah, look, Seminole are really, really good position now, and heading over towards Raid as well. They've got to be feeling good. We're looking at the scoreboard again. It's not so much of a huge outslay, but I think that comes down to Seminole when they won their rounds, where they were comfortable. When they didn't, it was close. So that's why you see the scoreboard the way it is. But Seminole 7-4 victory here in the search and destroy, a little bit safer than what we've seen in the hard point. Really good job coming in from Seminole, though, and very much the kind of start they would have wanted. This could have been a very, very tricky game, still could be, but a 2-0 lead in this series. Got to be feeling good about their chances, about advancing through to the next round. 2 to the good here. Is this where the comeback potentially starts for Amigos? Yeah, because at this moment in time, it's looking like they're getting outclassed.
Yes, it's going to be very hard for them, surely, to get back on this one, because it's going to mean that they're going to have to be able to execute a full reverse sweep coming out of 2-0 behind Seminoles, who are looking very, very strong. And I say in every aspect of the game. they were playing like this on hardpoint, and then Seminole just brought the same standard, this way of working with patience, also to search and destroy mode in what we're seeing to be or to eventually become another 3 new over here ton. I don't know if Amigos are gonna be able to overcome to this one, because as we know, control is usually a very strong mode on the North American scene, and we're gonna have to see how that's gonna be played out.
Yeah, let's see how it breaks down for them. Got to be able to find something here if you're Amigos. So is it going to be about Seminoles closing this one out? Yes, okay, it was a very, very nice triple kill from GTO that came in there, but it wasn't enough to find around. Fantastic job coming in from Seminole, though. And as I mentioned, this could have been a really, really tricky game. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. But they're looking really, really good in this series so far here, Linux. And I don't know if I see a route back for Amigos here now. It's feeling like Seminole may well walk away with this one pretty convincingly. We've only seen 3-0s on the alpha stream so far. And is that what we're going to get again? We will be heading into control very, very shortly. We'll be sticking on raid. What do you think of Amigos' game on raid control, though? Are you thinking positive about it, or are you just thinking Seminole are too good?
I think they're gonna have to take Seminole out of their comfort zones, because Seminole so far, they have been very successful into dictating the pacings and making the major decisions, and thus, you know, tossing the ball in a very unfavorable way, of course, on to Amigos again. And Amigos, they're gonna have to, you know, take the driver's seat and do more, and then, you know, impose themselves since the beginning. Eventually try to go for a spawn trap, boldly, yes, against Seminole, but that could be the solution. They're gonna need this map to be very fair to try to get back on the series. So try to do more, and also try to combine better those duos and trios, maybe the solutions, as we have seen in Tunisia ton, because again, we were able to see GTO playing in a high level, but then Zeus combining efforts with other players. So these duos, they need to come up and help Amigos better.
Yeah, let's see if they can do it. I mean, if there's any time to do it, it's going to be very control. When you're 2-0 down, you need to bring it back. We're going to go for a very short break, but don't go anywhere. The conclusion of the series right after this.
I'm going to do 6 more.
Where I can make my own bliss. Find me a local who looks just like his phone pics. Right where the city lies is where they all sit, trying to cast their eyes on all the girls who visit. No, touch me in places I can't see. Lie down in the sand, getting bruises on our knees. We know it's gonna happen when it's time for me to leave. Say we just enjoy it, cause here nobody sleeps. Late nights in Cairo, no tomorrow. He got me loco when he goes slow. And I'm told he's on the down low. This guy that I know from nights in Cabo. Coming from the hacienda, calling all the girls down here to have a fiesta. Watch out for white lines is what they sell you, cause it's from some guy who claims to be son of a fella. Ooh, hold me in place so I can breathe. A notch upon the bed, posting sweat between the sheets. We know what's gonna happen when it's time for me to leave. Say we just enjoy it, cause here nobody sleeps. Late nights in Cabo, no tomorrow. He got me loco when he goes slow. And I'm told he's on the down low. This guy that I know from nights in Cabo. But then he go like Bond and a face like Banderas. No wonder why all these chicas are jealous. They can have him when I'm gone, just to let you know this how quick he moves on. He'll take you to dinner, then to Lover's Beach. Just say, baby, why don't we dip in the sea? Now say it's so wrong, but somehow I can't help but nights in Cabo, no tomorrow. He got me loco when he goes go slow on me right now, though. 'Cause on the down low, this guy that I know from nights in Cabo.
Okay guys, you know what? I'm gonna go, you know? I'm gonna go. It's my bad time. Actually, I stayed more because like it's 11 something. I should sleep at this time. Hopefully tomorrow we're gonna go faster, I guess. But I'm very like, I don't know. Thank you so much for watching me and being here with me. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're gonna have a wonderful evening. I hope you're gonna take care.